Yo, what up? What up? How's everybody doing? Welcome back to another Scale Riders podcast episode. I'm your host, 65 Lokes. This is episode 273. I'm here with one of my good homies, all the way from Florida, Dennis Matthews. What's up, man? How you doing?
What's up? What's up? How you doing? I'm doing good over here.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, man. Hey, I'm still shooken up from that time when you peeled out, bro, in your car.
Yeah, I had to let y'all know what time it was. I had to show you what that thing can do.
Yeah, I was like, oh, damn, I better hold on, I was like, man, that's cool, man. But hey,
Yeah.
it's good to see you. Even though it's on camera and everything, but we do keep in touch and everything. But man, Acme was such a blast, bro. Kicking it out there with you.
Yeah, I'm glad that you guys came out there and you finally got to see what I was talking about all those years. As you remember, I've been trying to
Yeah,
get you to come out there forever. So I'm happy that you got out there and you guys really liked it. I was happy about that.
yeah. I think about that a lot. Because I know it's been many years. I still remember, you coming out here to California, like Cadillac Fest, and we met and stuff like that. This is like back then, and through the years, you were going to other shows, throughout the U.S., but then you would always bring it up, and you would be like, "Hey, you guys should consider coming out to the Acme show." You get to see a whole different level of builds and different styles, and just you got to come out. And I remember when I used to get those model cars like magazine or the Scale Auto, and they have contest issues. You flip through it, and it gives you all the like the shows, right? All the cars that get picked to get photographed, and that was the closest thing. A couple pages of just flipping through, and like you see the car in the photo, and that's it, right? But man, going to it, like it was a totally different vibe, totally different. Like it's
Yeah, it's like when you go to it, like you're saying, when you look at a magazine, they only show so many pictures when you look at a magazine. So when you go to the show and you see all the stuff, because there's so many good cars there that they can't get them all. And then when you go there, you see just nonstop. You think this is the best car, and you walk over, there's another car like that, or like I said, when you see it in the magazine, they only showing like what, maybe 20 pictures, less than that, if at most. So when you go to the show, you get to see everything, and it's really eye opening. That's why I always try to get people to come out there. Or I said, if anything, if you only can hit one show, try to save up to go to that show, because that show will really open your mind or open your eyes to what's out there. And even if it's something that you don't particularly build, you can admire how much detail and work they put into it. Looking at it like, wow, this is amazing. I don't like that kind of car, but you can give them props, because it's just amazing. And to see stuff like that right there, and you get to talk to the people instead of reading their names in the magazine, and you just know their names, you don't know what the person is. But when you're at the show, you actually get to meet the person, they meet you, and they tell you everything. And it's just like, I don't know, it's like a really good show. I love going up there. I've been going up there for years, and it's almost like a big friends get together when we all go out there. So, like I said, I'm glad that you guys made it this time, and now you see, and you're like, man, I'm hooked. I want to come back to it.
Yeah, there was one of your friends that I met, and I didn't even know he was your friend. Like I happened to be recording, like taking photographs, and there was this one right in the corner, and it was a hot rod that was on a turntable just spinning, an orange one, right? And I'm like taking photos of it and just looking at it, taking some video. And the guy who built the car came over, and he's like, "Hey, what's up, man?" He's like, "Oh, that's my car right there." I was like, "Oh, what's up, dude?" And then he's like, "Do you want to see the bottom of it?" I'm like, "Yeah, for sure." So he started showing me the bottom, and we're just chopping it up real quick. And then like down the lane, like you were like in the middle part, and I heard you, and I don't know who said what's up to who first, but it was one of you guys. It was like, "Yo, what's up, Dennis?" And you're all, "Hey, Tom." And then I was like, wait a minute, what? You guys know each other? Like, I was kind of tripping out because everything was happening so fast. And then later I was like, all right, man, it was cool talking to you. I gotta go. And then I went over to you, and then we started kicking it right there. And I believe you said he was from Florida also. this friend of yours, and he's on Instagram, but I don't think he posts anything. Like he just has the account. Because when I posted that video clip of the car, he did reply like oh, that's my car. So I ended up tagging him, and I did a collaborate post. And when I looked at his page, I was like, that's the only post he has. Like there's no post.
That's crazy because he does build a lot. He goes to a lot of shows, and like he stays probably like 20 minutes down the highway from me. Like I'm in Orlando, and he's out in DeLand or DeBerry, somewhere out there, but that's not that far. It's just like jump on the interstate and you're straight there. It's like about 2 counties down or something like that. And I think I was telling him about you guys coming out there, and he was really excited to meet you guys. He's like, oh, you got to introduce me to your friends that are coming out there, because the last show I went to a couple months back, I was telling him about it, and he was like, oh, you got to introduce me to them. I want to see these guys. And I was telling you, and they got some really good builds. They're really good friends of mine and all that. So he was like excited to see y'all. Tom was really good. And lately he's been winning every year up there, which is crazy. Like I won twice, and they weren't back to backs. The first time I ever went there, I won. And then I skipped a couple of years, and then I won again. So right now, Tom seems like he's winning back to back every year when he goes up there. So the last like 3 years or more like that, which is good, man, because he builds really good. I can't deny him. You seen his model. You put the post up there. Amazing. He's really amazing at what he does too. And really nice guy. Really nice guy.
Yeah, it was very clean because even on the build, he was like, hey, do you want to see inside of it? And I'm like, yeah, for sure. He's like, because these are the details I added that you don't really get to see. So he ends up like opening it up for me right there. And I got to see some of the inside and the bottom. And I was like, oh man, there's plenty of detail in there, And then he puts it back on the turntable and it's just doing its thing. And I was like, man, that's pretty awesome right there, So just getting that one-on-one, experience right there with them was pretty cool.
Yeah. Like I said, that's the thing about the show. But I guess ever since I first went there, because somebody else brought me up there, they introduced me to the show, and he's a really good model builder, and he hasn't been up there in a while though, because he just kind of took a break and everything, and so everybody got to know me from that. And when I start coming up there every year, and the next, what are you bringing? What are you bringing? What are you bringing? And I'm like, I don't know, but you meet a lot of cool people and you become lifelong friends with them, because every year I go up there, I run to the same people and hey, how you doing? I can't wait to see your stuff, or let's hang out or whatever. And, talking with people and all that stuff. And it's just, the show is so fun. Like I said, I don't even go up there to win anymore, because you've seen the level of bills anyway. So it's like, man, it's like, what are you going to do to win? Even though it's like a People's Choice Award, this is just the level of bills up there. So I like going there because I like talking to people, having a good time. Because you, just like you were there talking to people. You got to meet all these different people up there and everything, and learn some of the stories about their cars and all that stuff. So it's just so cool to go up there, because like I said, everything's happening so fast. That's the first time I ever felt like this show went by so quick. It's usually by the middle, I'm like, what time is it? Is it time to go yet? Or something like that. But this time it just seemed like in a blink of an eye, the show was already over and we were all like loading up, or Armando was getting his award and we're just sitting there and we're just all having a good time. And it was like time to go. It was crazy how fast it went. And that lets you know that you had a good time. Now, if it was a bad show, you'd be like, nah, I can't wait till this show's over. But it was so fun and so good that it blew by so quick. It's like, man, where did the time go?
Yeah, and I agree. With the show there, like walking around earlier, I said, you start to see the different types of cars, and even some that you might not even be in, like those styles, like meaning like I don't build that stuff, right? But you do appreciate it. I did see a lot of stuff that I was like, wow, like look at that. Like I never really paid attention to these types of cars, but look at them. They're right in front of me, and look at all this detail that these guys dedicated all year to get this ready, and so forth. And just to see everybody like chopping it up and stuff. I overheard someone saying, man, I've been here already for a few hours, and I just been getting caught up just talking to all my friends. I haven't even gotten a chance to even take any pictures of anything. And then they're kind of like, hey, I'll see you in a bit. I gotta get started or whatever. So you could tell that everybody was on that, like, kind of the same vibe of like, you know, the excitement was in the air. You know, you want to see the builds, you want to see what's being sold. Hopefully you find, something with the, with the vendors that are selling stuff before someone else snags it up. And you're just running into people all up in the mix. And plus, if you're bringing in cars, first things first, you got to set up those cars on the tables. So there's just a lot to take in right there.
Exactly. That's why, like when I told you guys, when you come, we got to do early registration, because if we come in regular time, it's over, because you've seen how many cars came in there, even with early registration, how packed it was, and I felt the same way, man. Like I put my stuff down, you're in awe at the moment. Like you're just looking around, putting your stuff down, and you just like, what does he got? What does he got? And then when you put it down, you start going around, but then you get stopped and you talk to people, and or you go to the vendors booths, you're walking around. Then you're like, oh man, what time is it? I forgot to take pictures, or I haven't took no pictures. Or I tell people sometimes I wait till later to take pictures, only because I'll go through one table and like, oh, it's nice. Come back and there's like 10 more models sitting on the table that weren't there earlier. So I'm like, nah, I got to film this whole thing all over again, and because people come in later and all that, put their models up, and and I felt like this time I didn't barely took any pictures. I took a couple of clips, which was crazy, and that was it. I kept walking around. We were walking around the vendor booth. We went and got something to eat, and it's just like, first it seemed like the time was going slow when we in the beginning, because we were all like running around like the chickens with our head cut off, and then it started to go faster and faster. Next thing you know, and it was like, what? Yeah.
That's funny. Hey, real quick, let me give out a shout out and let me go on the comments right here. So I'm gonna run down the roll call right here with the list of everybody who's been tuned in from the beginning. We got Slowly Models, Model Car 1589, Brando Commando 86. What's up, man? Armando Flores. We also got Vision 124, Jarvis Malone, Joe Thompson 61, Ike Molinar 2677, Juana Mesqua. What up, guys? Slowly Models, Casey, and also is this Ryan Sino Evil Builds as well? In the, let me bring this up real quick right here if I could show it. Bam, right there. So Slowly Models is asking. We got 2 streams going on. So just so you guys know, right now, yeah, there is 2 streams going on. This is something new that pretty much StreamYard's like offering vertical view and then just the regular standard view. So you gotta, I guess if you're watching it from your phone, you could watch it in vertical view. But if you're gonna be watching like on your TV or your laptop or anything, if you go to the Scale Riders YouTube page, you should be able to find it regular where it's wider. Where my background, you could pretty much see the whole garage. But in vertical, it's just gonna show it really small. So just a heads up, this is something new that they, because it's been almost a month since the last time I did a podcast since before the trip, but just a heads up. But thank you guys for tuning in. So let's see here, man. So as far as like the show, Dennis, you said that back then, you got a couple of picks of those years. When the first time when you got picked, what was that feeling like for you? Were you like what the hell? Like, were you tripping out getting that award?
The first time they called me, I was in the vendor area talking with some vendors, and we were just talking, and they called my name, and I was like, I thought I did something wrong, or they just needed me to do something, and I was like, what? They're like, no, come on,
go move your car.
Yeah, and I was like, well, what? And I was in shock, man. You know that feeling like if you were on The Price is Right and they called your name out of the audience, you come running down to the stage, $20, Bob. I was all like in shock, and I was like, they picked my car out of all these cars. I got picked. And I felt really good, but you had that feeling like that, this like, kind of feeling like this, so excited feeling, because I was just like, all these cars, like there's only like top 10. And for me to get picked out of like back, I think my first one, it was like 600 cars there. So to me to get picked in the top 10, I was like shocked, because there was other cars there that were, I'm gonna say other, there was a lot of other cars there was way better than what I brought. But but somebody told me is what I brought was different from what was sitting out there. And that's what caught everybody's eye because it was something different because that show really didn't have a lot of lowriders, barely any. I think when I started bringing them, it was me and what's his name out of Texas. We were the only ones that had cars out there, and everything else was not lowriders. So when I brought my car, it was something different, and they flipped out on it. You know, I liked it, but I didn't. When I brought it up there, it's like, you know, you feel like you're a champion in your neck of the woods when you go up there. There's all these other UFC fighters that are bigger and better, and you're like, what the hell? And that's how I felt when I was there. But I was still in shock. Even on the way home, I was like, I couldn't believe it. You know, I was like, man, it was just crazy. It was just so crazy. Yeah, but this, I don't know. Describe the feeling. It's, I don't know, man. It's like you won the lottery. They picked your numbers. You're like, what the? You know, that's how I felt.
Yeah, one thing I really liked about it was the presentation as far as like giving also the awards, right?
Yeah.
You know, the host, he's you know, he's talking about the event and the people that are involved and everything, and then they start calling out, you know, the names and also how they have the stage set up. And I really like the fact that you're able to bring your build up there.
Yeah.
So people could see, because a lot of the times at all shows that I've been to, it's always your car stays at the table, right?
Yeah.
They call your name, you know, everyone's applauding and they see you go up. And for those that, you know, are familiar with you and they know you, you know, they're gonna be like, oh, cool, you know, he won for this car or that car, right? But let's say for spectators, people that have no idea what's going on.
Exactly.
I think that would help if you would be able to bring up your car and you know, maybe hold it or put it on the table if they have that kind of a display, you know. But just seeing that, like everybody coming in, pulling up their car, and the opportunity to get photographs and videos of all the cars lined up and everybody there, you know, that was great, you know, to see that right there. But at the same time, when you see that, you see all those people lined up and their cars and everything, and you're looking at them and you see the level, you know, of you go, man, like I wonder if you know, what do they do different, right? So you get all these ideas and stuff that you just, you know, that when you get back home, you're going to be going back to the drawing board and trying to see like, okay, you know, if I plan on going on next year, what do I need to do to switch up my builds, level up, and, you know, hopefully I could bring up something different that might get some attention and it could be a pick, you know?
Yeah, that's how I felt like when I go in there. Like you said, I like how they do the awards because, you know, you'll go to a show and they'll announce so and so's cars like this and blah blah, and you're looking on the table like, which car is that? You know, there might be 5 Mustangs on the table. You're trying to figure out which one is the one that got picked. But like at that show, like bring your model up so people can see what you had, and then that's cool. So everybody knows, oh yeah, that's that car. I like that car right there because, you know, especially at that show, like there's not one Mustang, there's like 30 Mustangs. There's not one Camaro, there's like 50 Camaros. So, you know, be able to put your car up there when you win, bring it up there. So like, oh, okay, I know what that is now. And that's pretty cool. And as far as like every year when I go to that show, I always come back inspired or get inspiration to build something different. Not even build something different, just to up your game, because like sometimes you sit around the house or you sit around, look at your models, you want to try something, you're like, nah, I'm not going to try that because I don't think it's going to work. You go to the show, somebody did it and it works. You're like, damn, now I know it works, I can do it. Or you just get inspired. Or even looking at a car, like say I mostly do lowriders, but I can look at other cars and you get ideas off that. You know, you're like, oh man, that's nice. Okay, what do you do? Okay, I can do it. You can add that onto your model, incorporate it into your model, your build when you come up the next year. Or even like other cars, because you know, you might have a bunch of things to do, different models, and like, okay, on this one I'm gonna do this, and this one I'm gonna do that. You know, but every time I leave there, I always get inspired, or I'm just like, oh, I can't wait to next year. What am I gonna bring next year? What am I gonna do next year? Or what do I want to do? You know, looking at what's out there now and what do I want to do next year and bring, you know, just to wow. I don't care if I win or not, but just to bring, just to have something on the table, because you know, I felt like you won. If you brought something, you won because you at least you showed up with something. Instead of coming like, sometimes people can't make it, or you're like my model, my 60 didn't get finished, but I still put it on the table out there. And but I feel like you're a winner when you bring something anyway. Then besides that, all the people you talk to and just seeing people you run back into friends. Sometimes it's like a family reunion because you might not see that person except once a year. Like me and you talk all the time, but some people you might not talk to as much because like me and you are really good friends, but some people are good friends and they don't talk all the time. But then there's a lot of people like either watching this right now, whatever, that I speak to and you speak to as well, but you don't see him as much. But so when you go to the show and you actually see him, it's like it's fun. Oh, how you been and whatever, about what you bringing, and just have a good time. So like I always get inspired to either find parts for my next build. Like now, unless it's a model kit I actually really want, I don't even buy a model kit anymore. I just go up there and buy parts. I try to look for parts to put on my next builds and stuff like that.
Yeah, I remember like, so last year, right? Having a conversation with Armando and him saying, hey, I've been talking to George, I've been talking to Dennis, and I'm really considering in going out to Atlanta, but for next year. And then he had spoken with Luis, I believe, and even Luis was like, even Luis is down. And I was like, oh, well, he's down too. And then I thought, man, like, you know what? I think it's going to be possible for me as well because like my daughter's getting older, that weekend it'll work out. I feel like things will line up. And as time started going, I was like, man, you know what? I need to talk to my family and let it be known like this date here, I want to go to the show, right? So we don't have any kind of responsibility that weekend and stuff. And then after that, it was just more about, all right, cool, I'm down, I'm all in. And it's funny because I kept saying on the podcast in the beginning and when I was going live, oh, I'm gonna go to the show, I'm gonna go to the show. And then I like caught myself kind of slipping because I was like, wait a minute, why am I saying I'm going to go to the show? I haven't even bought my ticket yet, So then I was like, let me start looking up, plane tickets. I found a plane ticket. And then I texted Armando right away, like, hey, if we're going to go, we need to buy these things now. Like time's flying by. These things are going to be more expensive and then we're not going to want to go. We're going to be like, dude, they're like double, triple the price now just for a weekend, so ended up, making that happen. Got the plane ticket. Armando got his plane ticket. Juan Amezcua was like, I'm down too. He got his plane ticket. Luis got his ticket. So we were like, cool, and you were going, and then we had other friends too that were going to be going. So we were like, all right, we're all set to go. And just the way everything worked out of going there, flying on the same plane with Armando and Juan, and then Luis from San Francisco, us from LA, and we landed at the airport like pretty much at the same time, which is like, what the heck? And then like we're looking for our luggage, and then within minutes, like Vision 124 texts us, we just landed. And it was him and Rick the Builder. They were together. And they were like, we're getting our luggage. So we ran into them too at the airport. And we're just like, oh, we're, let's get our stuff. We're still waiting on Luis, but we'll see you guys later, And it's just a trip because then later we started meeting other people along the way. Once we got our Uber and we got to the hotel, and we were all like chilling. And then we started running into Frankie as well, and it was just cool, man. Like everybody just like hanging out, right? It just felt like everyone kicking it from the West Coast. It was like right there as well. Even David Champion too. I can't forget about David. He was there with us as well. And it was just like a fun experience. To me, it felt like this is what it feels like this was meant to be. Like we were meant to be there at this event, have a good time and whatnot. And it was a great time. And I honestly wasn't really thinking about like buying a bunch of stuff like kits and stuff like that, because I always felt like, well, I already have what I want, right? But then once you're there, I was blown away by the prices of all the kits. I couldn't believe it that kits were like $10, $15, $20, like Impalas, Cadillacs, like things that out here people would just grab them, all of them right away. And I was like, wow, I can't believe it, this cheap. So then what I started coming across was some of those vintage kits. And I was like, you know what? I've never owned a vintage kit in my collection. So let me see what I could obtain from here. And then, through the day, the day of the show, I got a couple kits. And I remember you were like, hey, check out these parts. Like there was all these parts, right? But I really didn't go and buy parts because that moment I just didn't know, like, why am I buying these parts for? Like for what car? Because I didn't have anything in mind. Now that, I'm wrapping up some projects here, I'm starting to finish up some cars. Now I'm like, okay, cool. This next one that I want to work on for like to start bringing out next year. And if I plan on going again, I'm going to bring this one. And now it's when I'm like, going to be like, all right, looking at the stuff. And later I'm going to be hitting you up being like, hey, what are those links? Where are the sources to those places so I could order all that stuff? And you're like, dude, you could have bought it there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like it's cool because there's so many kits. And I tell people about this show because most shows that anybody go to, they're like IPMS shows, and they're more heavy towards military and planes and stuff like that. And the car stuff is teeny. So you can't really find nothing, or you see something like, I already got that kit, and there's no parts. It's just the kits only. And I tell people when they come to the show, this is cars only, and so you can find everything. And you see how many vendors are, because like I was asking Armando, I said, what do you think this is compared with the NNL West? Because I've been out there twice already, the NNL West, and you see how things are spread out over there. Like there's a lot of tables, but the vendors are way on one side, and it's like a teeny corner. Like not a lot of stuff. And even when you look into the stuff, it's not very much. But when you go to Acme show, man, it's just row and row and row, and it's almost jam-packed all the way down. So you can find all that stuff. And then like you were looking for vintage kits, because everybody goes there looking for something totally different. He might be looking for this kit, or he might be looking for this part or something like that. So, like you were looking for that, and I was just looking for parts, because I was like, right now, I feel like I got everything I want as far as building. Like I said, if it's a kit that I really want, or like how you're looking, then I would have bought it. But like I just go there and look for parts, wheels, engines, and stuff like that, to put in my things, because like I might already have stuff at home that I'm like, okay, I just need to find this for this, and this is going to be next year's car to bring out, or truck, or whatever, and or like, I might find another kit. Like, okay, I'm not bringing this kit out no more. Now I got this kit. I want to bring this kit out. And I was looking for that AMT Nomad wagon, which is not, I think it's not coming out to December or something like that, or January. And I was really mad because usually round 2 will have all the new stuff, which they did have a lot of new stuff. And but they didn't have that wagon, man. I was like, I was mad about that.
What's the year on that wagon that they're releasing?
I think it's a 60 Nomad wagon, or 59, 60 or 59 wagon, Nomad wagon.
Oh, nice. Are the 60s some of your favorites, like in the Impalas?
The funny thing is, I used to hate 60s. I like 59s. I don't like the way 60s look. I just never like that grill. Then what I do, I build a 60, don't build a 59, because that they start growing on me, because 59 and 60 are the same. They look the same. They just got different bodies. Just like when you get a 64 and 63, they look the same, but they got little different things on them. So, and also like wagons. I love station wagons, man, but not every station wagon. Got to be certain body styles or whatever that I like, and I like the way that looks. It's different. It's old. It's really nice. Like my friend, he has a real 63 Impala wagon, and he's the second owner of that car. And so I love wagons. Like I wanted to get a Caprice wagon before. Somebody's like, why you want to get a Caprice wagon, man? Why you want a turtle? And I was like, I just like the way it looks. Yeah. And then I like Audis. I like Audi RS6 wagon. I love the way that thing looks. Nice. It's real nice wagon and all that. But like I said, it just depends on what kind of wagon it is. That's why I like it. But like I said, I used to hate 60s. Now I like them. I said, if I had the money and it's the only thing I can get, I'll buy it.
Yeah, I'll settle for the 60.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm gonna show everybody your 1960 Impala that you took to the show. This one I got.
You know what? I just sent you a picture too.
Yeah, let's see.
When the first award when I won at Acme, what my '58 Impala. I sent you that picture too. So
I'll pull that one up.
yeah, but you can
Because
show them the other one. Yeah.
I gotta send that one over. But let me show everybody the 1960 Impala. And you gotta I want you to tell us the story behind the 60
Yeah,
Impala,
it's a long
the
story.
backstory. Here it is.
All right. Well, certain people know because I tell people, but I started this car back in the 90s, in the late 90s. So not this particular car, but I started working on the 60. I had this idea way back then, but my skills, well, I could build good back then, but I didn't like the way it did. So I started it back in the 60. I actually have the first body I even started on. It's convertible roof and everything, just like this. Purple. It's just a different color purple. And over the I stopped because I didn't like the way it came out. And over years, I kept buying new 60 Impalas and redoing them with the old stuff on the other one. So I kept redoing them because I didn't like the way they looked. So it's like if you look at the bodies, it's like the progression going up and up and up and up. And then it got this car should have been done a long time ago. This car actually, like, if people seen it, not everybody's seen it, but the whole bottom's chromed out. I had this chromed out almost 5 years ago. So this car was supposed to come out like 5 years ago, but it made me mad, and I put it back in the box because it just didn't. Matter of fact, it wasn't even this one. It was the other purple one, just like this, that I just didn't like the way it looked. So I put it back in the box and it sat in the box forever. So then I bought another 60, took the stuff from the old one, and this particular 60 right here on the screen, the original thing from the original car is a setup in the trunk. That's the original battery setup from the one from the 90s and still in the car right now. Everything else is newer, but it just started. I just kept changing the car because I didn't like the way it looked. Instead of like stripping it down, I just buy a whole nother car and do it all over again. And to get to this point right here, and I think I told you about it when we were talking about it like a couple years ago. It was fighting me all the way, and it was supposed to come out, and I just put it back in the box. And yeah, sometimes it's the best thing to do, just put it away. And that was the other purple one with patterns. And it's right. It's this one right here.
Zoom in on you right there. All right, go for it.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that one, dude. I for a moment thought that was the one you took to Acme. I almost thought that you ended up like, how can I say this? Like kind of scuffing it and just layering the pattern, over. Yeah. Okay, so they're two different cars.
Yeah, this is actual same color, but it's the same Tropical Goods purple. I forgot what color purple it is, but it's the same purple on both cars, but then the patterns are different. And so, like I said, I started even the interiors. Like I got tons of interiors that are all fully done, and I just didn't like it. So I just kept changing the car around until I got to this point right here, and I think it came out really good. Some people might like it, some people don't like it, but I'm happy with it. But I didn't get that trim. That trim messed up when I was working on that home. I put one of my lights on accident, and it rubbed the paint off the trim that I was doing. And when I tried to match it, I made it even darker. So I brought it to the show. I was going to put it on there, and it got trashed again. It peeled off, and I was like, you know what? Forget it. I tried, and even the window on this thing was like giving me pain, because I think this happens to everybody who builds. When you mock up, everything goes on right. But when it's time to assemble it, all hell breaks loose where stuff don't fit. But when you were mocking it up, it fit perfect. But when you went to glue it together, it doesn't fit. So, but I think I got to find another 60 now to get the trim off the side because I want to get the trim on it because then it'll pretty much be done with the trim on the side. But when people look at it now, they might think it's done, but it's not done. But I think it came out pretty good.
Yeah, I like it, man. I think it looks dope. I really like the combination of the colors, the pattern there. Even the tail lights, like the center of the tail light there, like matches You know, like the pattern there with the
Yeah, the
or like the
purple.
purple pink kind of color. Like it just flows, dude. Like the whole
Yeah.
thing. As far as you know how you say like the front, like the glass. Um, what do you think it is? Is it like the glass needs a little bit of trimming, or is it just because like
You know
there
what?
might be clear coated and everything?
I think
What
it
do
was
you
a
think?
clear coat. It didn't want to stick to the car for some reason. Like when I sat it on there, oh, it sits on there perfect. As soon as I go to glue it on, it popped right off. It kept popping off, and then like I even got glue on the glass, but I got some cleaner and I cleaned it off. But
Mhm.
like it just kept popping off. Like when you look at a picture, it looks like it's on there. It's actually on there, but like I tell people, you look closer, you can see a gap under there, but the people are like, I can't even see that. What are you talking about? But
Mhm.
you know what's wrong with your model. People might
Yeah.
not see like, oh, this thing is fine. What are you talking about? Like, nah, I know what's wrong with it. And
Yeah.
like I didn't put the rear view mirror or the side mirror on there either because like, I always talk about I'm gonna do a model, I'm gonna get it finished before the show. And what am I doing? I'm working on it the night of the show. You
Yeah.
know,
No, yeah, I remember because we were all kicking it after well, it was like when we're at the hotel
yeah, remember
and
after we did the
yeah, everyone's
registration.
everyone's chilling after the registration, everyone's drinking, we're all kicking it. And then we were all gonna like link up with George just so we could all like bring our models and show them to each other kind of thing. And like
Yeah.
it was like a cool little layout, you know. And you were like, dude, I gotta work on my thing. I gotta get it ready. And I was like, man, that's some dedication right there for sure, you know.
Damn.
And then later you were like, dude, this thing's still fighting me. And I'm like, oh man.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta admit to it, but I brought it out still. People still liked it and looked at it, like, oh shoot.
Yeah.
But I just felt bad. That's why I stayed away from the models the whole time I was at the show. I was like, I'm not coming
Mhm.
over there. I want
Yeah,
to see
yeah.
my car. Yeah.
No, yeah, man. You know, one of the things that stood out to me that I was like, you know what, I need to get is our lights for a model because it's like, you have, for the most part, you just put your model down and that's it, right? You're hoping that the lights from above are gonna shine and everything's gonna be decorating your model, Uh, but when I saw, everybody who was around me, I was like, dang, everyone has their lights on their cars and you could see the effects and everything, right? Like in there.
Yep.
I was like, yo, like I really want to do that for future, on a
Yeah.
build. So I got to start doing my investigating and seeing what I can create or do in order to have a better display showcase of the car, because a lot of the times I feel like that's how things get overlooked, because it's not properly being showcased and it's
Or
just
the
there,
yeah,
and
or
or
the
it could be
lighting at
dark.
the venue.
Yeah, the lighting, everything's dark and you don't really get to see like inside or the effects that are in there, or the details.
Yeah. Yeah, like the lights that Armando have, I got those exact same lights. And the guy Dean, he won. He was the older guy, the short older guy that was standing next to Armando.
Okay.
Like he had the lights first before I even seen him. I asked him where he got them, so he told me where he got them from. So I went and ordered them. So I
Mm.
had them. Then when I didn't know Armando had them, so when he brought them, but he had extended them some kind of way because you can buy them short or longer. The longer they are, the more they cost. So I got the
Mhm.
shorter ones, and I said I'm gonna prop them up on something. But then I looked at Armando's. I was like, "That's the same ones I got. How'd you, he made it too longer. He extended the wires and all that stuff to make
Yeah,
them
he
high.
figured it out.
Yeah,
So big.
but yeah, the lighting is because not everywhere has good lightings, and
Yeah, nah.
that
Mm-mm.
place is all right. But I thought since there's gonna be a new venue, it's gonna have better lighting.
Yeah.
But it's better than what the other place was. It used to
Okay,
be
okay.
at, and like with flaked out paint jobs and stuff like
Mhm.
that, you have to put lights on there because people are not going to be able to see what it looks like in dull light.
Yeah, yeah.
Or even
Like
like your effects on the Corvair. They
mhm.
might not notice it. You have to have some kind of light on there to like emphasize your paint job, or just even just like bam, you know,
Mhm.
people
Yeah,
can see it.
it's like my Corvair right here next to me. Today I finally pinstriped the sides of it. Finally. It's done. You probably won't see it here, but it's already done. all around this area or right here. But what happened with this was when it got pinstripe, you know, it was all wiggly, all crooked and stuff. So I had, since it was already clear coated, I got lacquer thinner on a tiny little rag and I just wiped it off, right? Start over. I don't like it, wipe it off again, right? But then what ends up happening is when I had Mercado on the podcast, you know, he's a pinstriper and everything, professional. He told me, he's like, hey man, whenever you wipe stuff down, make sure you look like at the panel, the area, because a lot of times when you clean it off, wipe down, some of that paint really lightly could kind of spread in there. So when you clear it, you're gonna be like, oh, there's like some fogging or ghosting or whatever like popping up now, but that's because of the leftover like paint when you wiped it, you know. So
I smeared it.
Yeah, so I would go in the yard and, you know, it stopped raining yesterday. Today didn't rain, so it was nice and sunny. Took it out there, you know, and I'm seeing the flake, all the pearl, all the effects on the card, and I'm going, wow, this is what I want people to see at the shows. So then I start seeing some of those little areas of what he was telling me about, and then I had to go back in there and wipe it again, but outside under the, you know, with the sunlight obviously behind me, wiped it off, got a little Q-tip, took care of that, and then I was like, all right, let's do it again. But now I'm at the point where I'm like, man, like if I'm putting in all this work, if I'm spending all this money to be like, oh, I'm buying this special pearl, this effects from House of Color, whatever, right? And then I take it and I'm not doing it any justice if I just set it down and it's all dark, you know?
Exactly.
Like people are gonna be like, oh, that's whack. Like,
yeah,
like I don't know. It's gotta shine, you know?
Yeah, it's like you gotta pick it up to show it to me, like, yeah, look at this right here, and they're like, oh man, I didn't even notice that because the lighting's terrible. You know, when you have that lighting, it's kind of spotlights it so they can see it when it's either on a rotating thing or whatever. And they're like, oh shoot, do you see that? What? Wait till the car comes back around. Look at that. You know, and like even on my 60, like people don't know like the center pattern. That's chameleon. It turns colors. It flips. You know, but it looks like one color in the light because there's no lighting on it. But it actually it's a flip-flop paint job on and just in the center only. So you would never know that. And that's one reason I was like, I gotta get some lights, man, so people can see that. But if you weren't, because remember the car, like I'll walk up, I'll open the trunk, and then I come back and put it down. So it's hard to see because I try to like if something opens on my car, I'll try to leave everything closed at first. Then I come back later and open it up so everybody can see it with open. Like just like okay, this one looks like closed and this one looks like open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me pull up. I'm gonna pull up some of your models. Look, but we're gonna go back. This is like back then when you had done those Bel Airs. I want to showcase the Bel Airs and then we're gonna jump into some of the newer stuff.
Cool.
Let's see here. Check this out right here. With the OG Scale Riders Model Car Culture logo on there, we got the 57 convertible right here. Man, this was beautiful. I remember back then when you sent me these photos right here. I don't know, was it 2017, 2018?
I think it was somewhere back then because remember, like I just messaged you, hey, I think I got some cars I can post on your page and all that. You know, I was like that are worthy of posting on your page. I remember I asked you that, and you're like, "Well, send them to me."
Yeah, I think it was like early, like 2018. I would say, man, that's crazy. From all that time to now, you know.
Yeah.
And I mean, these bills are clean. They're timeless. You know, what trips me out is the front right here where it says Chevrolet, and you have the little emblem right there. Like, is that all bare metal foil?
The script is
the script.
Photo etch. The script is photo etch.
Okay, wow.
That's photo etch, and I think that the V shape, I think that comes in a kit like that. Let me see. I think it comes in a kit like that, but the script is the V comes like that. That's the chrome piece, but the script is photo etched. So I put the photo etch on there. Yeah,
it's nice. And then let me show the interior here. Bam, right there. Very clean, man. Clean work.
Thank you.
Right there.
Yeah, it's like when you go to shows and you see what other people are doing, and like, oh, I could do that, or it just draws more attention to the eye when people see that stuff like that, like looking in the interior and everything like that. Even though back then these cars didn't have seatbelts, because like prior to the 70s or something like that, you didn't have to have seatbelts in your car. But in the modern times, people were putting seatbelts in the car just to be safe. When you bought a car nowadays, just like this, like you can buy those seatbelt kits for 57 for real. But back then you didn't have to have it. It was an option. That's the craziest thing. Back then it was an option. You could buy the car with seatbelts or without. So I wanted to put seatbelts in it, make it look like it was a daily driver or something you drove now. So that's why I put seatbelts in it. Man, it came out pretty good.
Yeah, and then watch, we're gonna take a peek right here. This is the very OG. I don't even think I even have any. I probably only have one. Boom, the Scale Riders plaque.
Yeah,
right there.
I remember you sent it to me. You was like, "Hey, I know I asked you about it." I said, "Can you send me a plaque?" You're like, "Yeah, I only got like 2 or something."
Yeah, I didn't have that many. No, it's because, all right. So back then, this is for the 3D printing craze.
Yeah.
Remember at this time, 2018, there was I think it was called 3D Scale Parts, but it was Mike, the guy from San Diego area.
I think he still does it.
And yeah, but at that time, I think he was one of the early on, like
the pioneers,
people printing, stuff. And I remember I think he was like, I don't know if he was offering people or what, or maybe, I don't know if I was maybe the first with him, like to get a plaque done, but he ended up sending me like a rendering, and he was like, I could print these. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's print them. So we got them printed. And when with Armando, we were getting ready to go to Japan, right? And Armando had gone a bunch of parts chromed, and I had told him, hey, I really would want to get these. I have these plaques. And he's like, well, let's get them. Oh no, this is after Japan. This is the second time we did chrome. Yeah, because after we came back from Japan, that was when it was like, all right, I'm starting Scale Riders, but the second time I told him I think we should get these like, properly chrome plated. And he's like, yeah, let's do it. So he helped me set up the little tree and everything. We put them all in there, and then we got them in. And then I was like, oh man, it was just like something special. Like those are like the first little plaques at that time. And I was just holding on to them, like the ones I had and stuff. And then I remember when you were sending me your stuff, I was like, man, like photos and everything. And it was just nice, man, to see that, like you putting that on your car.
Yeah, because I think I asked you, I said, hey, you got any more of those plaques? You're like, oh, I only got this. I was like, all right, can I get one? If not, don't worry about it, whatever. You're like, yeah, I'll send you one. You sent it.
Yeah. And then let's see here. Let's we see the other Bel Air in the back. That's also a rack top too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're both like that. And the orange one was the one that was built first before the brown one. So the brown one came, I did all the figuring out on the orange one. So when I did the brown one, I already knew what to do, because like some people were buying that kit, and I'll tell them how to do it, because a lot of people don't like to get it low like that, because this car can't sit low like that in the back. And I'm like, oh, I'll do this. I'm like, I'm telling you, you can't do that. I had to figure this out myself and everything to put this there and to lower the car like that. It'll sit low if you didn't put the gas tank thing in the back there, but then when you flip the car over, you're gonna see like this is like incomplete, So I used to tell people how to do it or whatever. And then like, I don't know if you even have the photos, but both of those cars have LS motors in them. And then even the drivetrain, it doesn't have a leaf spring suspension in the back. A lot of people I see build these things, put these motors in there, and they don't change the rear end on it, because in real life, you're not going to have an LS motor with a leaf spring suspension in the back, unless you have some kind of gasser or something like that. And, you're going to blow the wheels off and blow the rear end out of that thing. So like the orange one has a resin. You remember when everybody was making resin parts?
Yeah.
So there was a guy out of Canada, and he had the best resin LS motors I ever seen. And so I used to talk to him. He sent me a couple of them.
Was he the one that was casting them in like a green
material?
Yeah. Hey, what happened to that guy?
He got really sick and almost died.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, he had to
Yeah, yeah,
step
yeah.
away for a while. He
Dang.
got like really sick out the blue because you
Mhm.
message him, because I used to talk to him all the time. He's really cool. He loves to talk. He's a real cool guy. And
Yeah.
then he just disappeared. So then somebody posted on there, oh, he was really sick. That's why. Then he came back,
Mhm.
and I don't know what happened to him. He came back and then he disappeared again. So, but he had
Yeah.
like it was either cancer or something. He had got it really, really bad.
Oh,
He
man.
told me about it, but I think that's on my old phone, so I have none of the messages, or it
Mhm.
was saved on something else. But yeah, he had got really, really sick. But he sent me these motors. I think when we get off the thing, I'm gonna look at my parts bin. I have the bags from his original things that he sent me,
Mhm.
but the orange one has his LS motor in it, but then the brown one, I had to rob one out of a Corvette. Before that,
Dang.
nobody was 3D printing back then, so you had to buy a
Yeah.
whole kit just to get the motor out of it. And that's what I did with the brown one.
That's crazy. Yeah, I remember that guy, like his brand and everything when he came out, because this is going back before 3D printing,
Yeah,
and he started casting stuff, bringing it out, and his color, he was already like I'm gonna do my stuff in this color. So his stuff, it was like almost like a signature color,
yeah,
right? He was the only one doing it, not in a white, but in like that green, and even
yeah,
the packaging too, the way it was in the baggie
yep.
and everything. Let's see, clearly scale.
I think
That's what
yeah.
yeah,
Oh
and then
yeah,
I
somebody put that on there. Yeah,
I
curious stuff.
remember going to NNL West, and there was somebody that was vending there, and they were selling like all his stuff. Like it wasn't him, it was somebody, it's one of his friends or something.
Like
And
a
I don't know if
distributor.
yeah, and I don't know if it was during that time, if he was sick or not, right? But I remember when Revell released that, was it like an Oldsmobile, and it had like the scoop, and then he released the
Yeah,
hood
yeah. He did the stock
without it.
hood and not that
Yeah.
weird. Like yeah, he did the regular hood.
Yep. And
Yeah,
remember, that was hot for a minute. Everybody wanted that hood.
exactly.
And because people were like, where can I get it? Because, I guess some people didn't want to cut it, or, like scratch build that little piece. So
Yeah,
they
because
were
they had
going
that
for
line down the middle.
for the hood. And I remember even obtaining some of his stuff too. And yeah, man, I remember that was a time when it was like hot. I remember it was like that. And remember even like during that time, I remember even like Hank was busting out or taking pre-orders for his wheels that he
It's
was going to
funny.
be
I
coming out
have a
with.
set of his wheels too.
Dang.
I have a set of Hank's wheels. I remember the first time he got them out and I couldn't get none. Then
The first run.
then I got the second run.
Uh-huh.
Like I knew Hank too. I used to talk to him all the time also. And then he disappeared because he's making his rail car. And then he works for the railroad. So he was like never around and all that. He's like, yeah, when I'm in, I try to do this, and then I got to go back out in the railroad. And then I remember he was building a Monte Carlo, a real Monte Carlo. He did all that, but then I finally got a set of his wheels, and I still have them sitting in the drawer over here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have some of the wheels too. I just don't have the tires.
I
But
got rims and tires.
yeah. I remember when we were, what year was it? We were gonna go to Cadillac Fest, and you came down to that one. It might have been the 2019 one.
He was there, wasn't he?
It was at the Frankensons
Yeah,
location.
yeah, the old Frankensons.
Yeah, yep.
It was at the old Frankensons.
And when I was bringing out that pink Cadillac, right, I was putting on the wheels, and the wheels that I was going to use were going to be Hank's wheels, right? So I'm putting them all on the mock-up and everything, and then I'm like about to put on the last wheel, and it's fighting me. And the next thing I did the worst thing. I put my thumb on the center of the wheel, like right on the face, and I just push it in, and I could just feel like all the spokes just cracking, breaking, like from it, because I guess they were 3D printed, right? At that time.
I don't know if they're casted or 3D printed.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't know, but I assume they were 3D because they were pretty clean. And I just remember like breaking them, bam. And I was like, oh man, this was the only set of wheels I had of his. And I know it was over, it was done. I was like, I can't even use them, you know.
Well, yeah. I got them. It's weird. I made a big deal about getting them, and then I never used them when I got them. So I was like, I did all that to get his wheels, and then when I get them, I don't even use them. I'm gonna find them. I thought they were in a drawer over there, but I don't think they were in that drawer. They might be in this.
Is that your parts bin?
This is one of my parts bins. It has all my photo wash and random wheels. You can see rims in there, just parts. Because like, I got more than one parts bin.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think everybody might have something like that. I got one here. I got a big one. I was just looking in. It has more rims and everything in it. And then my older ones up there are smaller that I have back when I didn't have the space, and now I have the space. So I got like a. So in the Walmart and bought this little, looks like it goes in the bathroom, but it has all these little drawers on it, and use that. Now I'm mad because like I'm telling you about the rims, and then I can't find them. But then as soon as I get off the thing with you, oh, here they are, right here.
They're right here.
You know, nobody's gonna see them now because of that. So I don't know if they're in. I thought they were inside this thing. I don't know. I hate when I got stuff everywhere and you think it's in one bin, but it's actually in another bin.
Yeah, I have let's see what I have. I just pulled something out right now. So I know Slowly Models is on here on the live right now, but back then, man, this was also going back to like maybe 2017, 2018. Slowly Models had made these wire wheels. This is probably some of his early on 3D printed stuff right here in this color, which is like an orange kind of color. It even has his old school card in here. And I still have these. And then in this little case, I just pulled out. This is the center, one of the faces to Hank's wheels right here.
Oh wow!
It has a little knockoff glued on there. That knockoff is from the 64 Revell. But yeah, this is like during that time, man. I remember. But I think it is 3D printed, dude, because I'm staring at it right now, and there's even like little lines, like almost like little scratches in the back. It doesn't look too smooth there. Because to get the spokes like this, like casted, I don't know, man. I don't know, man.
I didn't know if he had a 3D printer back then. You know what? Here's Hank's wheels right here.
Oh, let's see. Let's do a close up right here.
Yeah, let me pull them out.
Yeah, I'm excited. Bring them out.
Yeah. But these are like old, so they look old. Because remember what that was a long time ago. He did these wheels, so they're looking old. You know, compared to what's out there now, they're. I don't know if you can see them closely. This stupid glare from the thing.
Let's see. There we go. Right there. Put him a little closer. Oh yeah, up right there. Yeah, I remember those tires. You know what those tires remind me of? Like, kind of like the ones that came in that Cadillac Revell kit.
Oh yeah,
like that small. He only offered. Was it just one size he was selling at the time? I can't remember.
Remember it was supposed to be like True 13s.
Okay.
Yeah, so like it doesn't have the knockoff in here, but the knockoff is separate. It's in the bag right here. Yeah, and made these little knockoffs. Well, look at this thing. Is it? Maybe it is 3D. No, I don't. I know the hoops or something else, but maybe the centers are 3D printed, like you said. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, because that was like early on. Like nobody else was really printing anything, you know.
Yeah.
That's the part that's kind of trippy about it. Like when you start to kind of backtrack and you look at stuff. I mean, now it's like everybody has a printer, everyone has their setup, you know. But back then, not I don't know. It wasn't really a thought. Look, I'm gonna pull something up real quick right here. Let's see here. Look, bam! Look at that.
Uh, you know, at the clearly scale, it's funny because in my hand I have the bag with the motor in it too, with the clearly scales in it. I was gonna show you, but you pulled that out first.
See right here it
Yeah.
says 2021.
It seemed like it was
Uh,
longer than that.
yeah. No,
Maybe
but
that's it.
I think it was it, man. Because I
'Cause
remember
remember he
seeing
had
it
VW stuff in there
before
too. He had
before the
VW
pandemic.
for the Golf. Remember
Mhm.
he had like wide body kits or some kind of panels for the VW Golf and all that. And I was like, that's pretty cool. Because remember he was making like motors that nobody had.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Man, he was already like ahead of the game right there, like doing
Yeah.
his thing, man.
And that's resin, not 3D printed. That was like cast resin and stuff like
Mhm.
that.
Wow. That's pretty cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
shout
because
out
like
to George right there. Let me
here it is
see.
right here.
Let me check it out. Let me check it out. Oh, let me see. Let me close up.
Like,
Oh
see,
yeah. Clearly scaled. Man, is that his business card?
no, that's the thing that came with the motor. Like,
Oh,
yeah, it had the
little
stuff on it and
insert.
everything. So this is
Oh man.
a LS Gen 4 with an Eden
Wow.
supercharger on it. So this is like my light's so bright over here. Like the little like yellowish resin or whatever. So I think it's hard to see, but yeah, I bought a couple of these motors from him, and I remember he had some guy like distributor like up by Chicago. He sent like he'll fill all the orders up and send them down to this guy, and from there that guy send it all the way out to everybody else.
Yeah. Dang.
Yeah. And
What a
now,
trip.
yeah, I don't know. Hopefully he didn't pass away or nothing like that. I said, I haven't heard from him, or he just stopped doing it. 'Cause I remember, because I used to talk to him, and I think he was like he used to do stuff out in the woods, like either survey, and he was working for something. He'll always be out, and then when he come back in, that's when he'll work on the motors and make all the stuff and everything. The guy, he was really cool. He was really cool.
Yeah, right now I'm also kind of looking through my through my little stash of things right now. It's like a little show and tell. I found let me see, let me pull these up, see so I can share it with everybody right here. Let's see what I got. These are some Jerry's tires that are on this wheel right here. I think these are Gavin's wheels, but these are like his 520 tires right there. Wish I had better lighting, but anyway, the thing that fascinates me about these little tires, they are rubber, but when you start to look at the shape of them, I remember Armando used to point this out. He used to say these 520 tires, they look like they have air inside. Like just from where you see the threading, from the threading to the white wall, that little bump,
Yeah,
it looks like there's like air like inflated in that little thing. Like it makes you want to squish it. And since it's rubbery, it's not like 3D printed or hard
yeah. It's
plastic.
not
Or
like like
you're
a
like,
hard
oh
plastic.
man, it's like you want to bite it. Nah.
Yeah.
But
The crazy thing is, like remember when I first met you, when I came out there and was at Cadillac Fest, and that's when I first met Jarvis too, because he was there also, and then 3D Scale Customs was there also, and I bought 2 setups from 3D Scale Customs. He wasn't even really selling them. These Pesco pumps. I still have them. Never even used them. I got 2 setups of these Pesco pumps way back then. From that first Cadillac Fest I met you at, you and Armando, and I still haven't used them yet. I just, you buy stuff and you want to put it in something, and then you end up never using them.
yeah,
So
it's a trip
everything.
because like those parts, everything you're showing me right now, at some point, in the future, I would imagine that you're gonna end up using some of those parts, right? They're gonna come through. You're gonna be like, oh, cool. And I just hope that when that does happen and you bring out that model, that when you fill out that form of like what's in the engine or what's in this in the model, that you bring up like and give kind of like a little shout out to, to those names right there, because it's a trip, man. They were trying to produce something to have something that was probably missing in the scene, and they were like, man, we got to come out with this.
Yeah, he came out with it, but it's like when I bought it from him, I think he only had those 2 setups there, and I bought them, and he didn't even have them out there for sale. He just, hey, look at this, and he showed them to me. I was like, you want to sell them? And then he's like, yeah, he sold them to me. So which was cool. But I'd never seen them in anybody else's setup or nothing like that, because they have the faucet turn downs. They have everything. This very detailed little printed like Pesco pump setup. I was gonna use it like in an old school car, but you know, you want to find the right car to put it in. You know, you just like, I'm gonna throw in 64. No, I don't want to throw in 64. You try to find the right car you want to put it in, you know, the right idea, or you know, you might do it in the 50. I might put it in the 58, but a different 58 from what I was working on, because I was like, nah, I just don't think it's gonna work in that car or whatever. And so yeah, I actually bought one for somebody else, and he still ain't gave me the money for it, so I just kept it. He's like, yeah, buy me a setup, and I'm like, all right, get it for him. I got it. Okay, never hear from him again.
Yeah,
we're still friends though, but he don't remember, and I'm like, I'm not gonna tell him. I say, you wanna act funny? I'm gonna act funny too. I'm not gonna tell you.
Yeah. So Armando confirms it right here. He says Hank's wheels are 3D printed.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, I couldn't remember. I felt like back then there was no 3D printer.
Yeah, it was. I can imagine, dude. They must have been so expensive at that time too. Those printers.
Yeah, that was something like new, and then you know, big, and then there's nobody tell you how to work it, how to use it, because nobody had them.
Yeah, what do I do?
Yeah, like I think this works. You know, do it like, okay, keep doing it until it works. Like, you make it all messed up like blims and stuff, and then like, okay, these are fine now. Okay, just keep that do it.
Let's bust those out. Check it out. So I got the photo uploaded now.
So it's that 58 with the hood and trunk open.
Oh, I see it right there.
Right in the middle, that teal color one. That's the first Acme contest I went to, and I won. You know, and I'm still happy about that. It's funny because I got the car sitting right here. It's in the display case, but the trophy is still packed up.
Oh,
I just like had nowhere to put it at, because that, you see how big that thing is. It's not heavy. Small. Yeah. So I got 2 of those, and they're still in the boxes, because like I want to put the cars in front of them. And the funny thing about it is I won with that 58. And then when I came back a couple years later, I won with another 58. So only my 58s win there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
I love 58s, man. But
yeah, like black 58, the black one with the blue patterns on it. And that was the other one that won there. So it's just like both of those 58 won, but then anything else, no go.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. That's why I'm building another 58.
I'm going to show another model right here. This one's dope. Tell me about this one right here. The next one coming up.
Okay, this is my Dodge Charger Magnum wagon. And like, I like the Magnums, and they stopped making them, but they had that old body style. And there's a guy on YouTube, he made one of these, a real car, because he works at some, I don't know, he owns a junkyard or something like that. So he gets these cars. So he made one. I was like, wow, you know, I started following that. But then all of a sudden they came out with that kit. I already had the Magnum wagon already, the Revell kit. So when they came out with the Dodge Charger for AMT, I was like, I bought it. So I'm gonna make this wagon. But I never did anything like that before, you know, and so it was kind of intimidating. I never, like, when people see it, man, they think the car came like that, and it doesn't. Like, it was intimidating because this is 2 cars in one, and 2 different companies, Revell and AMT, put together to make this one car. And then I have the Iceman Collections wide body kit on there, and so it was intimidating. Some other people already did it before me, but like, when you look at the cars, you're like, dude, those things are terrible. You know, they have the idea, but they didn't have the execution, and they just didn't look right. And like, when I posted the pictures, and people are like, I did this before, but then I post a picture and you look at a car, like, dude, that thing is like shot. You know, you have the idea and all that stuff, but it doesn't look right. And so when I start working on it, I I cut the roofs off of both cars, and then it sat on the table for almost a year because I was so scared to work on it because I never did anything like this before. You know, it's easy to build a car that's already there to put together, but when you start cutting stuff and customizing like that, like some of these other builders that like go crazy on stuff, if you never did it, it's kind of intimidating. Like Armando does it all the time, so he knows what to do. You know, you've done it also too when you slam some of the stuff in your wagon, you move stuff. I never did nothing like this before, so I was scared. So somebody else did something. I had to use his idea, but I got the roof and everything in there. But all the ones I ever seen, like you don't have the picture, but my trunk opens and closes. Nobody else's can do that. I made that whole thing. Huh?
I could see like in the hood just a little bit right there. So this one does open.
Yeah, the hood opens. It has the kit comes with a 396 or something like that. But this one has a Hellcat motor, and I got a 3D printed Hellcat motor and put it in there. And like I said, like everything works in the car. Like, and then remember, I bought the rivets from you, and when people see it, they don't realize that this wide body kit has rivets all in it. So every rivet is in there, and I bought that from you. Remember, I had bought 2 packs because, like you said, like I seen you do it first when you put the rivets in that car you were working on, and how they'll shoot out of nowhere, and I couldn't figure it out, you know. Yeah. And I tell people it took me, and I kid you not, it took me 8 hours to do that on that car. Which when I thought I was like, I can do this in an hour, it took me 8 hours. I was from the morning to nighttime, and my back was hurting so bad from leaning over, and I couldn't figure it out. And I remember you said using a magnet. So I got a pin, I cut the tip of the pin off, and I taped the magnet on the back of it just to grab those rivets. And I already had drilled the holes out. And it's weird because even if you drill the holes out, it still didn't line up right for some reason. So a couple times I pushed them in there and it chipped the paint right off. But people can't see that because I'm like, oh shoot, I glued that paint right back on. So yeah. I glued it on, and then we cleared the car, and you can't even tell unless I pointed out to you that, yeah, I broke it right there. And they're like, oh, I didn't even notice that. And I said, yeah, because it's the way it peeled up. I put it right back on. But yeah, it has rivets all in there. And like I said, the trunk opens and closes. All the interior, it has the seats, everything is in there, you know. And since then, like I got a couple of people asked me how I did, and I told them how I did it. And there's another guy, he did it, but he's like, man, mine didn't come out as good as yours, you know. And I was like, hey, you had to try. Like I said, the other ones I've seen, like they have the idea, but their execution was terrible, you know. And I didn't want to tell them that. I was like, oh man, I keep that to myself. But the execution was terrible, and I feel good how mine did, because a lot of people looked at it and they was like, they thought the car came like that, like it was like that. And it's not. Like, even if you look at closely, there's a Hellcat badge down there, and that's photo etched too. Like Iceman, you know, he's like, he's seen it because I sent them pictures of what I was doing. I forgot. Man, sorry, man, I forgot your name. We don't talk that much.
You know, I was gonna tell you the wide body kit. So Iceman was 3D printing those.
Yes. Okay. And the first person I seen, it was Brandon. If he's still watching the podcast, he's the first person. Yeah, he's the first person. He did that one that like burgundy or black or red and black one. So I had to reach out to him and ask him about the kit. So he explained a lot of stuff to me about the kit and what I should do. So I had to take his advice on there about putting this kit on the car and everything, because once you put this kit on the car, it makes it so hard to put the bottom side back in there. Because it fits so nice and snug and tight. It's like when you get in there, it's hard to pull it out. Like even right now, the way the car sits, I can take the bottom out of it because I never glued it in, because it sits so nice and snug up under there. Yeah. I was like, you know, I can pick that car up and fling it around, and it still won't fall apart because it fits in there so tight. But that was a pain because you feel like you're gonna break it putting it together. You know, trying to stretch it out. Like, you know how you got to stretch the body out to get the interior pan or anything like that when you put the bottom of the car on to slide it in there, you know. So I thought I was going to break the car, but it came out all right, you know. And
that looks awesome. Yeah, like you said, I would think like this is how it came out, like out of the box, like, you know. Even the wide body, like that back fender,
Yeah.
like those grooves, like it's shooting down and then it goes down. So this way you could open like to open the door,
Yeah.
the
I
the
had to
door, the latch for to put gas and all that.
yeah. Like the back one, I had to scribe out the door because the door line for the back one was kind of faint. It's hard to see. So I got my scriber and I
Mm,
scribed it so you could see it better. I
yeah,
opened up so you could see it and
I could
everything. And
see it there.
to match it up because the thing
Mhm.
matches up pretty good with the car. So, with the lines of the car and everything. So, like I said, I had to ask Brandon about it because, he did it first. And I was like, oh, nice. So now me ask him because he already did it. So I asked him, is there any problems or anything like that, when you put it together? So he told me everything, man. So he was a big help.
Yeah. Did your Gundam scribing skills kick in right there?
They
To
kicked in
scribe.
and then they kicked in on the paint job too, because that's Mr. Hobbies. People ask what kind of paint is that? That's Gundam paint, man.
Yeah.
I call it Gundam paint. It's Mr. Hobby. You can put it on anything, but you know, I know that paint from Gundams. So it's a
Mhm.
metallic. It's a Mr. Hobby metallic something. And
Yeah.
I tell people that and they're like, what? I said, yeah. And they're like, man, I never thought about using that paint. I said, that paint works perfect, man.
Yeah, it's is it the GX series?
It might like I got metallics up here, but not
Yeah, because I feel like
yeah, it
the
is.
mi-
It is a GX. The
let's see,
GX.
show, do you have one there with you? So you
I
can
have a
show us.
gold one.
Okay, yeah, let's see the gold one. So yeah, with that gray kind of
Yeah.
labeling on there.
You
Yeah,
see it?
I have some too, bro, but they're
Here's a green one.
I gotta go dig them out, but there's somewhere in here. There we go.
Yeah. The
So
GX
so
line.
tell me, Dennis, like if I'm gonna let's say I want to use one of those paints, right?
Yeah.
What is like to airbrush it, like the mixture? Is it like 50-50
Yes.
with the thinner, or how's it
It's
go?
it's 50-50 with I use Mr. Hobby leveling thinner.
Ooh, let's see. Let's bust that out.
Yeah, Mr. Hobby leveling thinner. And this works perfectly. It's the thinner that goes with that. You can use any thinner or
Mhm.
lacquer thinner, whatever,
Yeah.
and it's 50-50. So what I do is I see.
You know what? Let me go grab my paints. I'm gonna go grab them. I'll be back.
All right.
I gotta get them. Right now that we're talking about Mr. Hobby.
Talking about paints. Got some jars. Show you guys how to do it or how I was told, because the hobby store I go to, he helps me out with everything, the paints. He gets the paints I need and all that stuff, and he tells me how to mix them if I don't understand how to mix them to get them right. So with those Mr. Hobby paints, which I got a lot right here, I just pour this out and I look out how much paint is inside this jar. So when I pour it into one of these Tamiya jars, which has the lines on the side, so whatever it goes up to, I try to do the same thing. So it's like 50-50. So you come out pretty nice when it's 50-50 and the paint flows really good. Mr. Hobby has some good paints. They got lacquers. They're pretty much lacquers. They're almost like Tamiya, a little bit better than Tamiya. So they work really good.
Let me see here. Let me line this up. There we go. Okay. So, dang, I thought I had more, but right now that we're talking about, I actually have, I think, the color that you painted that car. I have two of them. One of them, I'm gonna guess, is it the GX Metal Violet?
I think that's it.
Okay, I'm gonna show you because I have another one that's just GX Metal Purple. So here are the two bottles.
Yeah, I think it's the violet one. Yeah,
this one here. And the light, come on, light. So I have these two colors, and then I also have a metal blue right here. From the GX line.
Yeah.
And I remember back then, when we were building Gundams, talking about them and everything, and you were telling me, oh dude, check out these colors and everything. I never bought the GX line. I was always just buying the
regular line,
the regular standard, Gundam colors or whatever. And then I started buying these other colors that I was like, yo, these would be dope for like interiors,
Yeah.
right? It's more like a flat kind of color. Um, there's like different grays also. And I mean, they all have, like you said, Gundam. They all say, a lot of them say Gundam on them or
Yeah.
whatever. But then I bought this one. This is more of a white pearl. I mean, even this white pearl looks beautiful
Yeah.
as well. Then I was like, man, this is a nice pearl. Let me see. So in here, I just have nothing but, in this little thing, just nothing but colors, right? But in this other bin, I have here. I think it's where I kept like the primers. There we go. The finishing ones.
Yeah.
All the jar ones. And then whatever I would mix, I would put them in these jars. I was using the Mr. Hobby jars too at the time. Back then, have a red. Damn, this thing's not even mixed yet. Let's see. This thing probably hasn't been shook in like months.
Yeah, that's like I got something like that too. I make all these colors to paint a card, and you got a leftover, and you just let it sit in the jar.
Yeah,
It just sits in the jar.
dude.
But yeah, I
so
use that, and like even the patterns on the 60, people don't know. Like Armando thought it was candy. I was like, nah, that's Mr. Hobby, man. That's the clear pink, but it looks like candies.
You know who else uses the same GX line that you used? Gavin Taco from
nice.
Japan. Do you know that he has I think it's a 39. I could be wrong, but that hot pink one.
Yeah.
That's that Mr. Hobby paint.
Yeah, that's what I have on my trunk, and I just like
some of those cars, they're very vibrant. They stand out a lot. They pop. And I remember asking him, like, what are you using as far as that? And he was like Mr. Hobby. And he told me later like which bottle it was, and I was like, man, I didn't think about that back then.
Yeah, I think like what it is it's an alternative to paint. There's so many different paint brands out there that people can buy, or people like, what are you using? Whatever, blah blah blah. And it's just a cheaper line. It's a small bottles, but it's cheaper than buying some of the other bigger brands paints, because you might not have enough money to buy that. And these are like smaller, more affordable things that give you just as much pop as as the big brands, but it's just cheaper. And like me, I personally I can get paint anywhere, because I know Manny from Trapple Goods. Me and him are friends, and then some of these other Sam from Splash Paints. We know everybody already. So I see them, I buy paints from them. But then like I buy other paints, cheaper paints too, so it all depends on you, because like I said, like my 60 is Tropical Goods and Mr. Hobbies mixed together. Sometimes people don't like mixing paints. And matter of fact, like the Chameleon is Tester's one coat spray out of a can. And so it's got 3 different brand paints on it to make it look like it is, and like I said, it's a cheaper thing. Or sometimes I look at these colors, I was like, yo, this is a nice color. Like my Prelude. My Prelude is a Mr. Hobby's color. And people are like, what color is that? I like, this is this color. And they're like, what is that? And I said, that's a Mr. Hobby. It's a Gundam paint. They're like, what the heck?
Yeah.
So it's just like a cheaper alternative to me, and you can get some good paint out of it. Or, some of these people like might live in an area where they have Mr. Hobby, but they don't have Tropical Goods or Splash Paints or anything else, they can get. But there's Mr. Hobby. Just buy that, and you're gonna get a nice paint job.
No, yeah, like this color kind of reminds me of the car. This is a. Let me shake it up though. This is House of Color that's mixed in here. It is also a metallic. It's just it looks more blue right on the camera, but it is when I'm looking, it looks totally different from what I'm seeing on the screen. It looks more of a blue, but it's like a metallic, more of a like a violet kind of color.
Yeah.
But
like I have no House of Colors candies at all. I want to get some. My friend, he has some. He's like, if you ever need any, just come. I got he opens the cabinet. He has all these House of Color candies. So whatever you need, just let me know. I'm like, okay. But I never went and got none. I want to go out to Coast Airbrush, you know, as many times I've been out there, I still haven't went out there.
Yeah. You still haven't been? You never went to the original location?
Man, nope.
Oh man, yeah.
Because
I mean,
when I come out there, I'm doing 100,000 things when I'm out there.
oh yeah, you got a
I
long
try to
list.
plan everything while I'm out there, and some stuff gets bumped out the way. You know, like ran out of time, couldn't go.
Yeah. No, yeah. It's crazy because with the location that they were at, I feel like if I wanted to go to Coast Airbrush on the original location and Anaheim, I was always going to hit traffic going over there. Now they're in a different location, so it changes up the route, and it's like less traffic from the last couple times I've gone. Less traffic, bam, get there, and to me, I mean, to me, it's more convenient. But the other spot, I would be like, oh man, I don't want to drive. I'd rather just order it, get it shipped out to the spot, right? But it is one of it's just like going anywhere else. You know, you want to go to like a Gundam store or anywhere, and then just or a hobby store. Just to go for a little cruise and look at some stuff. Remember when we went to the Gundam store in Little Tokyo in LA?
Neo Happy Land.
Yeah, dude, I live probably like 10-15 minutes away from there now. And before, I used to have to drive an hour to get there, all this, nonsense, like far. Now it's just there, but now that it's there, I don't even go there. I'm just like, dang, I don't know.
It's crazy because I remember when I first found that place, that's when it was hard to get Gundams anywhere. Only certain stores had it. And now, you can get a Gundam anywhere. You go to Hobby Lobby, there's a Gundam, but I still like going to that store, just going there. Just because it's a nice store, and I try to buy something every time I'm in there, and even if it's not nothing expensive, I try to support and get them because that store is just so nice. And you remember last time we went in there, the store is all changed around and everything. I don't even know it's still there. It probably is. I remember I used to post online on Instagram all the time. Now I don't see nothing. But when you follow 1,000 some people, even if they do post, you'll never see that post unless you happen to look when they post it.
Yeah, a lot of the I remember you used to tell me hey, this spot has a lot of the hard to find kits. And I remember you see the regular kits, right? That you you said you could find them everywhere. But remember, they were bringing in, I forget the P Bandai, the stuff they're bringing in from Japan, that it's either all blue with white or a brown color or red, or green. And you told me those are more limited and they're more expensive. And I remember they had a P Bandai. It was a blue box. It was one of the GMs. Those are my favorites.
Yeah.
So I ended up, I think it was almost $100, and I was like, I've never spent $100 on a Gundam, right? So every time I'd go there, I'd see it, and then I read online people saying, "Yo, buy these up. You'll never find this GM again." And I think you gave me a magazine, one of the Hobby Japans, and they did a feature on it, and I was like, oh damn, I guess I'm gonna drive out there and buy it, because I was sold, dude. I still have it, that figure. I ended up putting it together, but that was one of the things that I liked about that place is they carried a lot of that GM stuff. Or not GM, P Bandai. P Bandai
that you couldn't cause remember that special order, because they never sold P Bandai in the States. You had to get it from over there or out of Canada. But now they have some P Bandai store here now, that some place that does P Bandai here now for them. But I remember back then you couldn't get it. You had to, unless somebody brought it with them from over there, or you ordered it straight from over there, you couldn't get it.
Yeah.
So the price is scares you. I got a couple of them like that, that I bought, and I'm like, that price is crazy. And then you get the kit, you're like, the hell?
Yeah. I think I stopped buying the Gundams when they released the RX in the biggest one, perfect grade. I think it was perfect grade, or it was
it's perfect grade.
Right after the pandemic, that one came out, and I was like, Oh man, it's so huge. I don't. Yeah, I think I'm done. Like, I would want that, but where am I gonna put it? You know, now I could probably put it back there somewhere. I could
Yeah,
toss it
it's
over
like
there, but
it's like me, like man, like, it's all cars, but man, under the cars, it's nothing but Gundam kits right there. And there's a
yeah.
Pete Van Dyke kit I'm looking at right now down at the bottom.
I
So
busted out this one for you though, the Sazabi.
Sensabi, yeah.
I mean, you see,
That's the is that the Verka?
yeah. Let me get it. Watch. Hold on.
Yeah.
This shit's huge. Look at this shit. Fucking. Look at this big old box.
Dang. You know what's funny is that
Right here. This
Look.
bad boy. Look at compared to like a kit. Look at the size of the box. So small.
you know what's funny is that like that's a master grade kit, right? And I have a high grade kit that is almost as big as that, and it's a high grade.
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah, go get it.
Myself
It's crazy
right here.
because the box is so huge, but when you build it, it's not like, I mean, it's big, but it's not that big, you know.
Exactly.
And I think that perfect grade is the box is even
160.
bigger than that,
Yes, 160.
and the figures even that one's humongous. That's like, I don't know about that, but hey, what's up, everybody? Let me go in the chat real quick while Dennis is pulling that out. Let me say what's up. I know more people joined right here in the chat. We got Carlos Avalar, OmniWorks that joined, Kevin Smith. Thank you guys for tuning in. And then also Slowly Models. We got Armando Flores, Model Car 1589, Quantum Esqua in the house. Also, let's see, Ike Molinar 2677 right there. You all right? Let's see. Right now, Dennis is gonna pull something out right here from the collection. What do we
All
got?
right. So the one you had back there in the back is the Sazabi, and that's a master grade, so it's a bigger one. And remember, the regular ones are high grades, so they're smaller. So
Yeah.
this is a high grade kit.
Dang,
Yeah, this is a smaller kit, but look how big this box is.
that's big. Which one's that?
This is a the Virtue. So it's actually 2-in-1 because he looks like this, and then you can pull him out and he'll look like that.
Like that one. Okay.
Yeah, so
Dang.
it's, and this is actually it says master grade. Wow. Oh, my bad. So this is
a big
big
box.
as that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Yo, this thing is like brand new. Look, it's still sealed. Never even opened this thing. I remember was at a store. He's like, "Hey, you want this?" I was like, "Yeah, got it." And it's been sitting in the closet for 2 years.
The whole time, man.
Yeah.
Not a trip. Yeah. Like, I don't know. Back then, I never really thought I was gonna get into those. But then when you started telling me about them, I started, like, all right, you got me hyped. I'm like, let me try building some. And then I started to learn the way that people were building with that style of builds, that even the way you cut the parts out of the tree was different, and even cleaning up like the nubs and all that.
Yeah.
You start to learn all that, right? And then when you go back to building cars, you're doing the same, those skills or whatever you learned with
They
Gundam.
translate over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then now you're cutting all the parts carefully, you're cleaning them up, everything. So I don't know, for those of you that haven't done one, just throwing it out there, you might want to check it out.
Yeah, like here's a Pete Van Dyke kit right here.
Ooh.
Yeah, this
Look at
is
that.
actual high grade. This is smaller, but the box is huge too. And
Yeah.
when we're talking about the price, man,
Yeah, those.
thing is $89 for this kit.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, those are at least, like, I would say for the most part 80, 100 and up, depending, what it is. But
Exactly.
also you got to think, like, for a lot of people that's a lot of money, because most people are building high grades, and those kits are always what, like 20, 30 bucks,
Or some of them are, yeah, that, or some of them even cheaper. You can get some of them under $20, or like the
15,
the older kits.
Yeah, $10. Like,
yeah.
So yeah, once you start getting a couple of those bigger ones, you're like, all right, cool. I gotta.
we're talking about the Gundams and all that, and then people like maybe they might not understand, but like you get burnt out building cars. You know, you don't even, you just get tired of building cars. You want to do something different. You challenge yourself. Some people might build planes, some people might build tanks, some people might do Warhammer, but they still build cars because when you switch things up, you know, it helps. So you won't be burned out on one thing. So that's what me and you were doing Gundams, and I tell people I got more Gundam kits than I do car kits because like I tell people also, like when you build a Gundam kit, whatever it looks like on the box is exactly like it's going to look when you build it. It's not like a car. You get a car, you got to paint it and do all this. Remember the Gundam, they come like they're molded in the color they're supposed to be. So when you put it together, it looks just like the thing, and they don't have to be glued. Everything snaps.
Snaps really good. Yeah.
So you know, it's fun. It's relaxing, and there's just as big a community, if not bigger than car. No, actually, not bigger than cars. But there's a big Gundam community, or just
there's a big
stuff like that in general.
Yeah, there's a big following. You know, going back to what you were saying about like getting burned out. So when we were doing I did experience that because I was doing a lot of like fabrication to the models. I was starting to get into chopping the roofs and doing this mods here, sectioning, all these things, right? So I spent a lot of time. I might have had like 4 or 5 cars and just sharing the time, and everything was sanding. It got like boring for me. Like I like the excitement, the vision of like, oh my God, look what but I didn't go beyond that, right? I never really like built the car. It was just more like the body. So I got really burned out.
Yeah.
And even my fingers were getting sore from so much sanding. Eventually I was like, you know what? I think what I need is something that's gonna just satisfy like my eyes, myself, of actually finishing something, right? So you're burned out, you grab one of these kits, you start snapping all the, you know, clipping all the parts out, you're looking at the instructions, you start putting it together. And then if you really go deep, like 3 nights without sleeping or whatever, you'll finish it. And you'll look at it and you'll be like, oh man, this is so cool. Like look what I finished. And then when you start posing it, you know, you start to imagine this, if this was like in real life, this would be as tall as a skyscraper, you know, in real life. So you just getting that satisfaction of completing something. It's like, all right, cool. So let's say you don't want to do Gundams, right? But you still want to do a car. Well, that's why there's the snap kits or like the 132 scale, or it's just to get you, you know, in that mood again of like that satisfaction of completing something from start to finish without modifications, without anything, or even painting. Just snap it up together. And then you're like, all right, cool. You know, I got that fulfillment done. Now let me go back to what I was doing back then.
Yeah, you just get burnt out. You get burned out in anything you do. You got hobbies, you'll get burned out in any kind of hobbies. And from probably looking at all my stuff back here, it's hard to see if anybody can see in the background. I do a lot of different things. I just don't do models only. I even ride bicycles. You know, like everybody's like,
BMX.
Just ride bike. I said, no, nah, BMX, man. I go to skate parks, I ride and all that stuff. I know how to do all that stuff. And people don't know I know how to do that stuff, you know, but I do that. And then I collect 164. There's a lot of 164s in there. And I had sat here and looked at all the cars I had, and I just thought about how much money I have just in 164 alone, you know, and it's crazy. And I keep buying them all the time. Like you get them too, you know, it's like a different it's a hobby within a hobby, you know, because you get bored doing one thing, so you jump around. Like I have so many different hobbies, it's crazy. I don't even know how I keep up stuff. I buy comic books. I used to collect comic books when I was little, and I still have some from then. So I still go to comic book stores all the time and look in there and see stuff and get buy comic books here and there, or like 164s, or like Edgar now. Like we do the cartoon things. Like dang. I've been getting cartoons since they first came out. Like, yeah, see,
here they are.
Oh,
you know, man,
it's just something.
You're like, you were like this. You're like, hey, Edgar, and then you just went like that, and you had this like hanging from your jacket. Like, hey, dude,
I got what you need.
You want this
man.
one? I got this one too. We got the JDM or the Lowrider, bro. Which one you want? You know?
I got a package deal, 2 for the 20, man. What you got?
Damn. Yeah, bro.
You know, it just
Hey, this is all your fault. You got
Yeah.
me hooked on these things now. I didn't even think I was gonna start buying these things. But I'm gonna tell you guys that are listening, if you get one of these, whatever car it is, once you get one, that's it. You're gonna want to get them all. The JDM.
Yeah, and I got a lot of them. I got a ton of those things. I go looking for them all the time, and it's just something different. Like I said, everybody has different things they like to do besides modeling or whatever. Everybody got different things they like to do. You know, some people like collecting shoes. You know, they're big sneaker junkie. People like collecting hats and stuff like that. You know, it's whatever makes you feel good or whatever, and you do because, like, I do lowrider cars. Nobody knows that I've been in the lowrider game for real in real life for a while too. I don't have a car now because it got smashed, it got T-boned. But I've been in. I used to be a part of OOS. I used to be a member of OOS until my car got wrecked and I had to get out of it. But I still go do the car things all the time now. Like when I come out see Edgar, I'm either out there at a car show, lowrider show, or something like that. But you know, I've been riding for a while. I've been riding since the 90s and been in clubs and stuff like that, doing shows, going to Las Vegas super shows and all that stuff. And so I know people here and there. And so that's another thing that translates in doing the models because, you know, I've been around the cars for real, did the stuff like that, go to the shows, meet the people, have a good time. You got your family, your lowrider family and stuff like that. So, and that gets pricey too, you know, because doing a real car is not cheap. And here's a picture of me with my Cadillac, and you can see the OOS plaque right there. So, you know, I've been doing that. You know, that car got T-boned and wrecked, and I kept the rims off it, and I got my hydraulics still. So it had a 3-pump setup, all chrome setup in it. Those are Gangster wire wheels, anodized Lakers purple. And I still have those rims sitting in my unit downstairs with my pumps. And my switch panels out there has purple diamonds on the end of it. So it gets pricey, but I love riding. That's why I love like a car enthusiast. I like all kind of stuff in cars. You know, I might not like certain classic cars, like those old ones, but I can appreciate them, you know. And then, you know, it goes into your hobbies, you know, you don't do it no more. So you start doing a little bit smaller things. But like I amassed a crazy collection, stuff on the wall right here, stuff you can't see. Like there's a display case with 108 cars right here.
Damn.
You know, I didn't think I was gonna be able to fill it up. And as soon as I got it, I filled it all the way up. I got cars sitting in boxes because I got nowhere to put them at. So I just leave them in the boxes. And my closet, I got shirts. Well, it's full of models and shirts in there, but also my Hot Wheels are hanging up on not Hot Wheels, my mini GTs and all that are hanging up on the thing like they're on clothes hangers. So it's just the hobby, man. You get immersed in it, whatever. You got different things you like to do. Mm-hmm. I like to do a lot of stuff. You know, me, I just collect anything, not collect anything, but things I like to do. And I just do it, man. Like you see, I got posters hanging around all up here. I go to MegaCon. Over here, we got MegaCon. And San Diego, they got like Comic-Con and whatever. I go to that thing every year because, like, I like anime. That's another thing why I do Gundam, because I love anime. You know, I got Dragon Ball stuff all up here, Bleach right here. You know, stuff you like. You know, like we talk about Gundam. So this is a Civic right here with Gundam. You know, the guy and all that stuff. So stuff you collect. You know, so I guess it's like to each his own, what you like to do and how you like to do it. Like I said, everybody collects different things, does different things. Or if you just like modeling, that's fine. I don't care, you know. But, you know, it's like the modern community. We're like one big family. Or at least like when me and Edgar and all of us get together, it's like It's like we're having a high school reunion, like when we was at Acme. It's like a high school reunion. Everybody's coming, like, oh man, remember this is so and so from he graduated a year before us or after us, and blah blah blah. It's like a big reunion. So, like modeling brings us around or brings us together. You know, this is a big online community, but it's not. It's I feel like when you go to a show, it's 100 times better because then you get to see a person, you get to hang out, you get to do things, you know, and even with these things, I post videos that I go to these diecast events all the time because over here we have a lot, which is weird because I feel like in other states, I feel like they should have more stuff and they don't. You come to Florida, we have them every single month, big ones on top of that. You know, I don't know why they don't do like a bigger convention down here, but we have a lot of stuff here and we don't have nothing like a Pegasus. I have a small model store I go to get all my stuff. I've been going there forever. And the owner of the store, they've been the owner since the 60s, which is crazy.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
And they're still around. That store is still there. When I first went to that store, I went there in the 80s. The late 80s, somebody brought me there. I was with a friend. He was doing train models. And we were in school, and his dad took us there. And I always remember that store. That store is in the exact same spot, still open with the same people who own it. You
What a
know,
trip.
and
Yeah.
that which is cool because you know how many model stores are closing down, mom and pop businesses. This is two brothers that own it, and they've owned it ever since then. And it used to be a grocery store back in the 50s, and they used to go to that grocery store. And they end up buying the store and they turn it into like a hobby store. So one side of it is all cameras and photography.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other side is trains and modeling and RC. So it's not like a gigantic store, but it's a good size, and all the model stuff is in the back. And so I go there all the time. My friend runs the model department, and he's the one that gets all the Gundam stuff and everything. So he always, you know, gets me what I need if he can get it, or tell me where to go to get it.
Yeah.
And
That's dope. You need to do a video like going out there, showing us the store, you know? Like
I got a small clip with Chester in there. And I'm like, who is this guy right here? You know, Chester, I meant to see the pictures, but Chester, he was just here this weekend. Me and him was hanging out.
Yeah, I saw like a little video that he posted, and I was like, oh, he must be out there.
Yeah, it probably was not in the store quickly. I just seen the video today and had me laughing because I thought he was taking a picture, but he had the video, and I'm just like posing like we're taking a picture. I was like, oh man. So I took him to some diecast things because he likes going to that stuff too.
Oh, nice. So, yeah, he's into that.
Yeah,
I wanted to show you this. I had him back there. I've been meaning to put him up on my back wall, but I haven't had a chance. I don't think I got room, but I'm just gonna bust it out. Check it out. It's like some skateboards.
Nice.
Let me show you. I even have them in this baggie. So back when I was in high school, like late 90s, early 2000s, I would skateboard back then with friends and stuff, and we used to watch a lot of skate videos, and girl skateboards and chocolate skateboards were some of my favorite like skate teams or whatever, right? But for a long time, then I stopped doing that, you know, I got into other things or whatever. But then I went through a little phase where I started collecting like certain skateboards, right? So I ended up finding this one at a store some years back. Look at this. Check that out right there.
Looks like my car after it got hit.
So this is obviously a 59 Impala four-door. And this was from their Crash series. So right here, you'll see these are all the decks that they had released. All Crash cars, right? But when I saw this one, I was like, oh man, it's an Impala 59, right? I got to get this one. So I bought this one. I haven't even opened it. Still has the plastic to give you the sticker. And then this is skater Vincent Alvarez. He's from out here from LA. So I was like, I gotta have this board. One day I'll have it up on the wall. But this is like another like a piece that I keep, you know, and with no plans of selling, you know, just like you said, like having something to collect. And then this is another board right here. Check this one out. I like this one right here.
Oh, it is nice. It's like
This
a
is pretty-
formula car.
Yeah, this was pretty cool. This kid's also from out here from LA too. Stevie Perez. Pretty cool. Pretty cool graphic right there. And then let's see. This last one right here. I got this one cheap. This one was like $35. It was like they were trying to get rid of it. I guess nobody wanted this car. Look at that one right there. So
Like that old, well, I look like an old German car, like old Duesenberg or something. I don't even know.
yeah, bro. So I was like, I gotta get this. And I got one more. You could see it in the back corner. It's up there. It's like a
Okay, next to that green one.
Yeah, it's a Range Rover, but that one, that's the last one I skated back then. Or when this series, I guess, was dropping during that time. That was the first board I bought. Then later I was like, yo, I gotta get these other ones, you know, and they're hard to find. I can't, I mean, because these were printed a long time ago. But yeah, those were like another you know, thing aside from I haven't bought any boards lately, but you know, for modeling, I'm like, oh man, I gotta get this right here. I wanted to ask you, Dennis, as far as let's go back to the cars real quick. Let me pull this one up. Bam. Tell us about this car right here.
That's that Aoshima. Where's it at? Oh, it's right here.
Bust it out, bust it out.
Nah, it's the box. So this one here, the Fairlady Z, the Aoshima. And so I got that kit and I wanted to build it because I like that. I like that I call it 240. They're 280 or 240, something like that, because I've seen them like that. But so I got this kit because I really liked it, and I like it had a wide body kit on it already. So when I did mine, like the decals on the side, that's from the Liberty Walk GTR, and the wheels on there are from the Liberty Walk GTR as well. So they're kind of bigger than what came on the kit, and I try to stance it so they're like look like his stance, and even the decals on the windows, those are the Liberty Walk GTR decals as well. And that's another Gundam paint on the car as well. You know, and those cars are easy to put together because they're like curbside because they have no motors in them.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I try to detail it out as best I can. It even has I got them from you there was a zoom on like the Photo West emblems that are like stickers.
Oh yeah, the metal stickers.
Yeah, so that's on there also. I got them from you. He had that Fairlady Z set, so I got those from you to put on that kit too.
Yeah, the interior. What color is that? It looks like a really nice, like orange, kind of tan, kind of color.
Yeah, it's like an orange. I was trying to get it like that baseball mitt, like you know that orange like baseball mitt looking thing color. I try to get it like that. Like that kind of tan leather, that orange leather baseball look. That's what I try to get it like.
Yeah, it looks good, dude. I like it.
Yeah,
it really stands out right there.
It's good when you can work with bare metal foil good because you can see it around the windows how I did and everything.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I know how to work with bare metal foil pretty good.
And then the red roll cage too. I can see a little bit of the red from the
I wanted it to pop. I wanted it to stand out in there. So, you know, if I made it brown or whatever, you wouldn't see it. If it's black, it'll look weird. So I wanted it to be red. So when you look, you're like, bam, it sticks out.
Yeah. Red complements it because, you know, sometimes you see other cars and they put like a yellow roll cage or a white one, you know, something to stand out. But I feel like the red was like probably the number one good choice right there.
Yeah.
What award is it? IPMS. What I can't really read the space.
Yeah, it's Space Coast IPMS. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, Space Coast IPMS. Like if you see a little blue thing in the back of it, that the Prelude's sitting on that. That Prelude I got is sitting on that blue thing. Yeah.
Oh, dope. And then one of the last photos I have here is your Honda Civic right here,
which is another Gundam color.
Yeah, hey, you might want to have to build like an RX-7 or something like a Gundam and just bust them out right there,
dude. If everything if everything works out right for Christmas, I'm trying to get this because I have it right here. It's a Cassatria. That's a big kit too, but they made
Oh,
this even bigger one. I'm trying to get as well. That thing you $214, man. The thing is
yeah.
huge. I think I sent you a picture. That box is huge, man. It's like I looked at it and it comes fully LED'd already and everything, man. I was like, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna do it up.
Yeah. On this Civic, whose wheels are those?
Those are Gavin's.
Gavin's. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, those look nice. I like how they're sticking out.
yeah.
The
So I
fence
try to
up
make it
there.
like the '90s style. Like I seen the cars back in the days. I remember I used to see them all the time. The Nissan. It was the Nissan Sentras mostly back then. They had the 13.7s on them and they had the low
Mhm.
profiles on them, the 50 series. And dude,
Yeah.
my cousin had a Mazda 626 and he bought some 13s on there. And dude, I was like, why is the wheels poking out? I didn't understand that front wheel drive cars, the wheels set out like that.
Yeah.
And because some people build these models and they put the wire wheels on and they're tucking. These cars never tuck them unless you had standard spokes. That's the only way. And they don't even tuck then. And
Mhm.
so whenever you have reverse, they just sat out like that. And I love that look, man. So I was like, I got to do this because I didn't see nobody else doing it, and I did it. Now I start to see more and more people do it because people are like, oh, I remember that style, and they want to
Mhm.
do it. So I got these from Gavin's, and like he has them in 13s and 14s now, but like I got these. These are supposed to be 15.7s. I was like, dude, these is like 13.7s to me. So
Mhm.
I put him on there like that. But now I think I was talking to him about it, but I sent him some pictures of the car before. But yeah, I had that, make it look like that 90s style look, It has like a speaker setup in the back and all that, just like a cruising car. Because back then, a lot of times you just throw some rims on your car and your car is badass. Oh, you got
Mhm.
13s on there. Wow, people flipping out.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Let me right now I'm gonna take the time real quick to plug in a couple shows for you guys. Let's see. Let me put it right here. Bam. All right. So there's a couple shows. These are gonna be for next year, 2026. Man, I was about to say 2025. Um, we got one in the West Coast, but we also have another one in the East Coast as well. So let's plug in the first one in the East Coast. This one's from Rick the Builder presents Model Cars and Coffee, Sunday, March 22nd, 2026, 9 to 2 p.m. at 312 Gernatz Church Road, Leesport, PA. And let's see here. So this one says here no trophies or rewards. There will be vendors. Bring many cars you want. So this is more like a chill kind of vibe event. So it's like $10 per person. Children under 12 free. Let me show the flyer. This is the flyer I have right here in hand that I got from him. And I've been putting a lot of these in orders. He gave me a stack of these. I got to meet Rick over at the Acme show. He was there with George with Vision 124. Another thing I want to add, I did see today on Instagram that he posted a photograph of what looks like the venue. I'm not sure if this might be the same show or what, but this hall looked huge. There was lots of tables. It looked big, and I
Yeah,
was like,
nice
oh
good
man,
space.
yeah, dude, it looked dope. I was like, wow. So there's gonna be vendors there at that event. There's gonna be tons of tables. The venue looks dope. So I'll be mentioning more of the show as time goes on. So for anybody that's listening that's in that area, just a heads up. And then for everybody else that's out here in the West Coast or close to the West Coast, there's let's see. Oh wait, hold on. Before I move on to this one. So George Vision 124 says, "Yep, Edgar, that's the venue." Cool. Bam. Here you go, guys. So Rick the Builder right here, he's having the event. You can always pause this, screenshot it, and let me turn it around. There's more info right here and a picture right there. Boom. All right, cool. So then now going to the West Coast over here. April 25th, 2026 is going to be the first annual Left Coast Scale Classic. That's going to be going down in Ventura County at the Ventura County Fairgrounds right here, as you can see. For more info, go to leftcoastscaleclassic.com. So this event, the theme is mini trucks. So, you know, there's people working on their mini trucks and getting things ready, getting ready for this event. Not only is it model cars, but it's also diecast, RC, and I believe there might be also some 1-to-1 scale cars as well. But you know, like for us that are going to be going there, bringing up models and stuff like that, or even your diecast, you know, I know Juan Amezcua likes to mix it up. He likes to bring the 164 model cars and also even some of the custom cartoon cars that he's been busting out with as well. So, you know, this show's going down April 25th, and, you know, we're going to keep promoting that more and more as we move on, you know, to next year. This year's already, this month is done. Next month's going to be done, and that's it. We got to be looking forward to these newer shows, and it's going to be an exciting time, man. Lot of stuff. Dennis, are you planning to come out to this show, the one in Ventura?
I'll be there.
The mini truck show?
Yes, I'll be there.
All right, cool. Nice, man. Yeah, some of the guys from Hawaii are going to be coming down as well. Big Dad's Garage, Ryan, he's also coming down, and maybe some of his homies too. Some of the guys that build models out there from Hawaii will be coming down, and you know, we're gonna do our best to promote it, but at the same time, I also want to work on a mini truck as well, to, you know, for the theme and all. I'm just excited to see what kind of cars. Have you decided on what you're gonna bring?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I got 2 builds I'm trying to bring for the mini truck theme, besides my regular stuff that I can bring out there that never been out there. But I'm trying to finish a truck and a van to bring out there. So yeah, those are the things on the plate. Plus, remember, the weekend after that is the SoCal Open.
Yeah, how's that going to work out for you? Are you planning to stay long enough to go to SoCal Open?
Yep.
Oh, nice. Yeah, because I remember last year, no, or was it last year or
it was like it was a couple of years ago, wasn't it? 2 years ago when I was out there for SoCal.
When you were out there, yep.
Yeah,
you came out. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then, like, Armando asked me about it. I told him I was going to come to that. He's like, "You're going to come to SoCal Open?" I was like, "When is that?" He says, "The weekend after that." And I was like, "What?"
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't know. I'll see." So for right now, as far as I know right now, I'm going to be out there from one show to the next show.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I didn't tell nobody. Nobody knew, but he knew. I told him. Then I was like, because I wasn't sure. Then I was like, you know what? Now everybody knows.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's what's up.
So
yeah,
also, remember he's doing that presentation at SoCal Open. So I got to do that card too.
Yeah, the Beatles.
VW. Yeah.
The BWs. Yep.
So here's mine right there.
Which what brand?
That's the Tamiya one. It's this
60,
one right here.
What is it? 66.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like when I went to the model store, my friend Miguel that works there, and I asked him what's the best one, because like Revell has one also, and he's like, "Don't get the Revell one; it's garbage." He said the Tamiya one's the best one to get, so I got it. So I got some plans for it, trying to make it. I've been looking at some pictures and stuff like that because I never did one, but I always like VWs, and been looking at some pictures. I got to get some rims 3D printed because the rims on there are just not going to work. I'm not trying to make it stock, but I'm not trying to go crazy with it, but I want to look nice. I already had the paint. I got some splash paint to paint it with because I got some, like when I'm talking with Sam, I just buy random colors because I'll look and you'll have an idea like, oh, this will look good on this build or whatever. And so I got some paint from him like about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, or I don't even, he did last year or the year before that. And I was like, I want to put this on a bug because I was looking at some pictures and I found it like something similar to that. So I already have the color for that in mind. So now I just got to get some of the other stuff. I've been talking to Armando about some stuff. They've been sending me pictures, and we've been talking, conversating about it and everything. So look forward to getting that finished, and then doing the mini truck stuff for the other show, and probably bring my old truck that I've been bringing around because they seen that at the NNL West when I was up there, and they really like that truck, you know. So I might bring that one too. You know, I only can bring 6, so I got to figure out what I'm gonna bring.
Yeah.
My carrying case only can hold 6 cars. Yeah.
No, that's good. Yeah, I remember being a little worried, about like, oh well, what models or what am I gonna take to the show, as far as a carry on for the Acme. And at first I was telling Armando, oh yeah, I think I'm only gonna take like 2 cars, maybe one, like, and he's like, damn, that meant like that, like that's nothing.
Yeah.
So then I was like, you know what? Let me do a test fit in my backpack. So I started, putting in the boxes, the cases in there to see how many I could stack in there. And he kind of broke it down. He's like, yeah, just stack them in there, you put on the backpack and then just put it under the seat and you're good. You don't got to worry about them tossed in the backpack and all that. So ended up fitting, I don't know, I think 5 models fit in there or 6. I can't remember right now. But I was like, cool, that's it. That's as far as I'm gonna fit in there, and and we'll go from there. And yeah, it managed to fit. Everything worked out.
Yeah, remember I sent you those pictures of the containers that I got that remember it was the Hobby Lobby, and like I think my stuff is still packed up from the show. I think the only thing I pulled out was the 60 and the Civic. I took both of those out, but all the other cars are still sitting in that thing. It's like it also becomes storage.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just leave stuff in there. So then when I go to shows, I'll just pull out what I don't want, set it on the counter, and put what I want in there, and then take it to show. And like that backpack thing scares me because I feel like the things are just gonna toss around. So remember, I showed you mine, man. Mine goes under the seat right in front of me in the airplane. So I'm looking at it the whole time, making sure I bring it through security. I watch them.
Yeah.
Remember that time I came out there for the first NNL West, and I told you that lady threw the whole thing through the line, and then we had to do some surgery in the room when we was in the room.
Yeah.
Fix the model. So
Dang,
I watch it all the time now. I tell them, hey, these are models, blah, blah. You don't have to open it, or I say, look, just see through. You can see right in there.
No, yeah. I remember like that one time we went down there and you were working on your build, and then I had to finish that Bel Air.
Yeah, that's right. You had to do the display and everything too.
It wasn't done. I had a display with lights. I think I still have the display somewhere. I have to look for it. I know I didn't throw it away. I kept it, and I gotta find it. But I remember at that time I focused a lot on that car, like shaving stuff off and whatnot, right? But I put so much pearl in it. Like I shaved off the emblems and all kinds of stuff, right? But I put so much pearl in it that when I ended up, clearing it and everything, a lot of that stuff popped up again. and I was like, oh man, this sucks, And
didn't you sand it down when we was in a room or something like that? You had all the sandpaper, and you because you showed me how to do the sandpaper. You're like, hey, do it this way. You do this.
Oh yeah. I remember with the God hand pads, and then the wheels too. At the time, I didn't have any like nice looking custom wheels. I just was like, I'm just gonna use whatever came from the box, like box stock wheels. And I remember setting it up, and I was going like, wow, like it looks ugly. Like I'm trying to go for a show car look, like with, House of Color paint, show clear lights, all this jazz, right? But then the wheels just terrible looking. It's like you buy a nice outfit to go out, and then you're just wearing some jacked up shoes, and it just doesn't flow. And you're just hoping that everybody just makes eye contact with you and never looks down at your feet.
Yeah. It's like those funny movies, and they look at you from the top, and they start panning down. And they're like, wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, dude. I was like, man. And then like the show was done or whatever, and then time passed, and I finally got myself. some proper like model house white walls. And around that time, I think I want to say Iceman was selling Cadillac like centers that would fit those wheels. And now I had a really nice custom wheel with like a, you know, the rim and everything, like the centers. And I remember Armando and George Vision 124, they did a presentation and for Dead End. This was a while back out in like towards Salinas area, and I couldn't go to it, but they were gonna go. And I remember giving them the wheels and was like, hey, you know, when you guys do this presentation for them, swap out the wheels and put these new ones on now. And they put those new wheels on. And finally, like I saw photos and like a video, you know, I started seeing videos and I'm like, oh, there it is. Now I love the way that car looks, you know? So I never got to see the car in person with those wheels, just in videos and like photos. And that was it, you know, because I think that was like a gift, you know, like that was like for me, like as part of the presentation, because everybody else gave a gift and it was like, bam. So I no longer have that car.
Oh, okay, I was wondering. I was gonna say,
yeah, I don't have it no more. Yeah, but it was a nice, like I had fun with the car and everything. I learned from it, but if anything, the wheels obviously was like a big one for me.
Yeah, that like makes or breaks the car sometimes. The right wheels, and then you know, like I said, when I go buy parts when we're at the shows, and I try to get some wheels from JPS or whatever, I always like, okay, I need to find these wheels, or as soon as I get the wheels, I'm like, okay, I want to put it on this car. You know, I have an idea I want to put on this car, or it can flip between a couple of different cars, but then I always have I want to put it on this car, but it does make or break the car when you put the right wheels on it or you put the wrong wheels on it. You know, like, oh man, this car is badass. Those wheels just don't look right on there. Something like that.
No, you're right, dude. It does happen like that. Let's see. Let me pull up a couple of comments here. This one, this is Ryan from Hawaii. He says we should all get together in between the shows next April, so we have a big podcast collaboration. Yeah, we could definitely kick it. We can make.
You remember when we did that before?
Happen. I remember we did. It was
me, you, Iceman. Remember, it was all of us.
Oh yeah, during the pandemic, we did like it was a bunch of us at the same time. Yeah, we could do something, probably even in person too.
Exactly.
You know, let me see. Then we got another one. This is BNG ones. He says, "What do you guys think about the Red Bottom Chase cartooned? Do you have any?" Oh, let's see. Is he gonna bust out?
Here it is, right here.
Oh, let's see. Where'd you get that?
I found it in the store.
Oh, I was gonna say because you got it in a bubble case and everything.
You know what I just got this case this weekend. This is a Hot Wheels premium case, and I was at the show and I was like, I wonder if that'll fit my cartoon thing. But it's funny. I found like this is from Series 1, so these are more rare than the ones that are out now. So these, even though the ones that are now you see everybody showing, this is from Series 1, so they made less of these than they did the newer ones. And with this one right here. Is like I went to FYE and in one mall way in Tampa, which is 2 hours one way. And I didn't even know they were selling cartoons there. So then I know there's an FYE up here by me. And I told my friend, hey, go check that store out, man. They got cartoons over there. He's the same one I bought the pumps for. He never went. So he never went to the store. So I went to the store and I was walking around. I didn't see the cars. So I was like, all right, let me get out of here. So on the way out the door, they're sitting right there by the door. So I started digging through the whole thing, looking to see if they had anything. And right on the bottom was this Red Bottom. So I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I found this thing, man. And that's the only one I got. But
hang.
Yeah.
Look at what Juan says in the comment right there.
Yeah. Yeah, you see, he says there that Red Bottom. Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's the only one I got.
Oh man, that's a holy grail piece right now. Then there.
Yeah, that's why I got that like detector case on there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's cool. I mean, you know, why not? I think everything like that should have like some type of chase or something, you know.
Yeah, I got a couple of different chases from other different brands. Like I don't have
Mhm.
nothing from Hot Wheels, like a Super Treasure Hunt and all that stuff. And I'm like, I don't like those anyway. But like, as far as NO64, Tarmac, and Kaido House, like I got chases from them. Like
Yeah.
like the mini GT ones. Like I showed them to you. Like I sent you pictures of. Like I had no mini GT chases, and I finally got two of them. And it cost me some money though, but I got them. They were in the wild
Mhm.
store,
Yeah.
you know. And also like when I was talking about like, so we can talk about it now, like far as builds next year to bring to the show, whatever. And I forgot, like we was talking earlier, like I have my 63 that it's all chromed out. Like I don't know, it doesn't look like it's chrome from the thing,
Oh,
but
there we
it's
go. We see the shine. Yeah, you
yeah,
sent me photos, and in the
yeah.
photos, I'm like, damn, like this is
Remember,
chrome.
yeah, I was supposed to get this is supposed to be done for the Acme show, and then the chrome never came. It came like 2 weeks after the show. So like this is something I want to finish, and like you can see the interior pan, some of it right there. So it's gonna be green and tan. And like I had already started painting the body, but I don't like the way it was coming out. So that's why I bought that whole nother 63 when it was at the show to redo it. You know, people might like, why don't you just dunk it? I live in a condo. It's hard to do anything in here. Like I paint my cars in here because I got a spray booth right here, but I can't clear nothing in here because clear gets over everything. And I don't think some people don't understand that or know. They think it's just like the paint, but man, clear gets on everything. You just spraying right here, everything in your room's clear. You know,
Mhm.
you get that mist over it, and then you get that dull shine. So I just have no room to dunk it anywhere. I can put it down there in my unit down there. I actually have some stuff to dunk it in. I did one car and I just never did it again because it's just so messy. And
Mhm.
so I just bought a whole nother body to redo it, but I kept all the parts and everything. Like here's one of the door panels on the side, and like my seats right here. Like if you guys can see it, like it's tan, but you can see the green lines in there. And this is one of the things I do. I don't see very many people doing them. I've done this because I found it in I think it was in a Fine Scale model car magazine back in the 90s or something like that. This is all thread. Everything on here is thread. So it makes the piping, if you can
Oh
see it.
wow.
This is all thread, hand done thread on the seats, on the back of the seat, and to do on my interiors like that. And I don't do them on all of them, just certain ones. Like you can see the bottom of the seat right there. You can see how the
Oh
thread is
yeah.
on there right there.
What a
So
trip.
it the cool thing about thread is it comes in every kind of color. So you can match something or like accentuate the color with a different color. Like say if you had a blue and you put a red like thread on there to bring it out. And when you put the thread on there, it's easy because I use Elmer's glue. Use Elmer's glue because Elmer's glue dries clear. So when you put it, when it's on there, it's all milky white. But when it dries, you don't see nothing. You see nothing, and they have everything on there. So that's something I learned back in the days. And if anybody want to try it, you know, it'll make you mad though. But when you get it done, it comes out right.
Yeah, it looks nice. I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah. So I learned that in like an old model magazine. I was just looking through it one day. I was like, what? I'm gonna try that. So I
Mhm.
have which I don't even know where it's at. I have an Ultra Nomad. I did the whole interior like that, and people were flipping out. Like they like, how'd you do that? I said, that's thread. I learned it online. I mean, not online, and the magazine. They was like, you're
Yeah.
lying. So they started looking at it closely, and they're like, wow, I can't believe you did that. And I used to work overnight back in the days, and when I come home, like everybody's sleeping, I'm trying not to make noise. I'll sit in the garage. I had a little table in the garage, and I just built models in the garage until everybody got up in the morning, and then I went and took a shower and I went to sleep. Well, they were all gone all day. And then like when I come home, I just go in the garage and work on models. And like I don't know where my 64 is. I still have one of my cars from back in the days, my 64 AMT 64 I built. It's somewhere in one of these boxes around here. And you know, like how you were keeping your original models, some of your original models from back then.
Yeah.
And like that 64 is like probably the only one I have from well, actually, no, that Ultra Nomad. When that Ultra Nomad kit first came out, I think it came out like in the late 90s, early 2000s or something like that. I built that kit, I slammed it, did all this work to it, and I put it in that model store I told you I'd go to. And I used to go on there and see what they said about it. And then they told me, hey, yeah, some people came in here pretty pissed off. I was like, why? Because they bought that kit. And he said, I told them when you do this kit, it's not gonna look like that. He did everything. They thought all that stuff came in a box the way I did it. So it had 415s in the back. The tailgate, I opened the tailgate. It's first time ever, second time I hinged something, and it's garbage now if you like. But they were mad. They returned the kit because it didn't look like the one I built. So that kind
Wow.
of made me feel good back then. And like they really liked it. And they bought the kit and kind of find out. But he told him, he said, I told you that it's not going to look like this.
Mhm.
So it was pretty cool to have, you know, something like that happen or whatever. But I did thread on it back then like that. But I don't do them on every kit because not every car has that. But you probably, I guess you could use it as piping because every car has piping on it.
Mhm. That's
Or
interesting. Yeah, that's the first time I ever see that with the thread. I had never seen that before.
yeah, it works good, man. You know, any color, Elmer's glue, because it looks messy at first, and then when it
Mm.
dries, you don't even see it. You're like, oh man, this is perfect.
Yeah, you're like, we're good. We're good right there.
Yeah, I can't. Where's that card? I
Yeah,
don't
you're
know.
you're not gonna sleep now until you find
Yeah,
it.
because you know how you put them in boxes somewhere. Like you'll put it in a different card box, and
Mhm.
then you never see it again. And then you like you start opening up. Oh, there it is. You know, matter of fact, I think it's under here. Let me see.
Go look for it. Yeah, I need to buy more of the cases, like clear cases to put the models in.
Yeah,
That's something that I need
that's what
because
I gotta do too.
like I have some back here already with the cars that I finish and stuff like set up, but there's like a couple more cars that I'm gonna be finishing up, and I know I need cases for them so I could display them and avoid getting any kind of dust on them.
You know what? I actually found this card. It was right where I thought it was, sitting right behind the thing.
Oh, let's check it out.
So let's throw it on this thing right here.
Oh,
This is
what?
it right here.
That's a Revell one, right?
Yeah, and I built this back in the 90s, man.
Wow. And on the turntable too, right there.
Yeah, so I did the foil, and it's not the best thing. This is like when I never went to no shows, so this is just
Mhm.
something I built at home or
Yeah.
whatever. And I'll show you the
Yeah, it's like keep it as is. Don't even alter it,
yeah.
I was like, before you got exposed to everything else.
So you can see that thread in the interior right there.
Okay.
So everything, the whole door panels, you can see the 15s in the back,
Oh wow,
and
yeah. Oh,
that
that's
says
cool.
Pioneer. That's the first hinging I did. So they were mad because like it didn't come like this. It's like a regular station wagon, like a Caprice wagon.
Yeah.
So I did all that, but yeah, you can see the thread in there. The whole thing is done. This is I think this is the first time I ever did the thread thing. So if you look, it's in the back seats, everything. So everything's done. The motor's not the best. Like this is, you know, like little gold foil to do the motor all regular and all that stuff. And then back then, there was no gold plating, or I couldn't get no gold plating. So it's like a gold painted.
Yeah.
But it still had the stuff on it. But yeah, these are like Hopping Hydro wheels.
Yeah, I was about to ask, are those the
Yeah,
hopping hydros?
yeah, these are Hopping Hydros because
Yeah.
like back then it was either Pegasus or Hopping Hydros.
Yep.
And these had the bullet caps, and I was like, I gotta get that. So like even if you can see the foil work on the side.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, like on the trim.
yeah, like I felt
It
like I
almost
was
looks like
doing really.
it looks like a rose gold kind of.
Yeah, because it's so old now. That gold is all faded. That's why I was looking in here. I was like, man, it doesn't even look like it's gold no more. But
Yeah.
like I could do foil good way back then. I felt like I did it better back then than I do it now. But
Mhm.
I learned because I used to go to the model stores and I asked a lot of questions, And it's funny because the people there don't even look like they don't have build models, but they told me everything.
Yeah.
You know, hey, do this when you use a foil, try it this way, do this, and dude, it worked. So I was like, I was hooked on it because you know, when you use foil, it brings your model out even more. You know,
Yeah.
with the real trim, because like I see a lot of people try it, they try to paint the trim on there, and dude, it does not work. I even did that before, and it does not. I couldn't get it right. I like made more of a mess than I should have.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember as a kid, I mean, I was unaware of bare metal foil. I did not know it existed. But as a kid, I remember like putting like tape really close to the edges of the trim, like on a 64, right?
Yeah,
Wait, no, not a 64. The I think was it the Bel Air. Um like the side trim, right? And getting a marker, like a silver marker, and being like, all right, I'm just gonna get the marker and I'm just gonna like paint the line across like the trimming, right? But I'm gonna go slow because I don't want to mess it up. But as I'm going slow, I'm pouring out more ink into it. So what's happening? It's like going underneath the tape, and I can't see it, you know, and
exactly.
it's
Till
just
you pull the tape
smudging.
out.
And then I pull it, and then it's all right there, and I'm like, oh man, like you said, it's just more of a mess
Even
right there.
even when I first started doing model cars, I didn't even know about bare metal foil. And they told me about it at the store. Are you using bare metal foil? I was like, what is that? So they had to go show it to me. They went and got it and showed it to me. And I was like, how do you use this? I never even seen it before. So they had to explain it to me. And I was like, all right, let me get a sheet then. So I went home and tried it.
Yeah,
You know, went home and
yeah,
tried it, and I just got better at it.
yeah. I'm gonna watch. Let me pull out a model right now that we're talking about this, and I'll show you. This is. I need to just go grab it, but this is the model where me coming back into model building and using bare metal foil for the first time, like on a model. But let me go grab it. Hang on. Gotta get this thing.
Yeah, so hope you guys like this podcast. A little bit about me. You see all my crazy stuff back here. I've known Edgar for a while. You know, love building. Sometimes you get burnt out of building, man, because I get burnt out. And I think I do it to myself because I get all hyped up about building a car for a show, a contest, and I wait till the last minute to put it together. So I'm bad at my time, managing my time, bad at that. So it burns you out because I try to do everything at the last minute. You're all like burnt out trying to do that, and you stress yourself out trying to get your car done.
Let's see. I'm back. All right. So let me. So so this is like I'm gonna try to set up the scenario. So when I started to get back into scale model building again, you know, I always like to say it was like 2014, 2015. Went to my parents' house, was looking through all my stuff, and I had a box, and in that box was a 61 Impala. I think it was the Lindbergh kit, and I had it in there. I had a Tamiya, you know, primer bottle, but not the big one, the smaller can. And I think I had like a Boyd paint can in there and some other like random stuff, right? That was like the last thing I bought when I stopped. So I stopped like early 2000s, like maybe 99 or 2000. I just completely stopped building models because my friends they were done, you know? And when I got back, you know, I saw the model and I saw everything and I saw an opportunity like, oh, why don't I just get this and start building this? Like, why not? You know, I have it. I'm interested, but let me look on the internet. Let me see what else is out there. So I started doing all this research, and I started going on YouTube, you know, and all that stuff. And then finally, I end up learning about bare metal foil, like on a video or whatever. And then I started to make a list of things I needed. I went down to the local hobby store. I ended up buying a sheet of bare metal foil, brought it out, and I remember them saying, "Oh, when you cut this, make sure you use the sharpest blade like a scalpel," right? And I'm like, a scalpel, like a surgical scalpel, you know? So I ended up getting a scalpel and the blades and all that. I don't remember where I got it from, but I ended up ordering that. And then I remember like having my model, and here, let me bring it out. I keep talking about this, but let me bring it out. It's this purple one right here, the 61. So this 61, I painted it with Tamiya rattle can, the primer and the paint and purple, but I never cleared it. There's no clear on this. This is just the shininess or whatever. It's just the actual paint in purple or whatever. So I was like, all right, cool. Now that I have it like this, let me apply the bare metal foil. So I started cutting out like huge sheets, like parts, like pieces, right? Like a huge chunk almost covering the whole like car. And then I'd get the scalpel and I was like, oh, I'm going to go slow. And I start cutting, then I'd mess up, throw away the whole thing, get another big old chunk. I'm like wasting like the whole sheet, right? I finally like, I get it down like the cuts and I'm like taking my time and I'm really happy with it, right? I get the sides, I get the back, like all these little areas where I thought, oh, I'm gonna really struggle with or whatever. And then the around the windows, and I stayed up late working on this car. And then I don't know, I just was like, all right, cool, it's done. I ended up ordering these Hopping Hydro wheels in the purple. I think I got these on eBay. They were selling these on eBay, so I got them thinking that they were gonna match the car, and they don't. It's like it's a different purple or whatever. But I thought, oh, cool. Oh, let me show you the bottom actually. And then it's just regular that's silver leaf from Tamiya rattle can. And then let's see, I guess this wheel moves. Oh yeah, this one does too. So you could position it however. And there's parts like up here, there's some chrome parts that go in here. I never glued them on. I think I threw those parts away. It's just a flat black interior. Just flat black, no clear, nothing. The funniest thing about it though is that I even ordered a plaque because I never put a plaque on a model, and I bought a lifestyle plaque and I put it on here. And I mean, you guys would know that there's no way in hell you'll ever see a lifestyle car plaque on a plain one colored car like this in real life. You know, like I'll always leave it on, you know, but in real life that would not happen. You know, but I was like, oh man, like what's up with this build? But yeah, this is just one from that time, 2015, getting me back into it. And it was just rattle can, solid one color builds. I even lost I think a couple of lights already lost them from the back. And that's it. You know, I kept it in this this is one of the OG AMT cases with the black bottom. I've just kept it here all these years. I very rarely ever show this car. But it's one that I'll keep obviously for a long time in my possession here. But yeah, it's like builds like that from back then. It's where I go, wow, like where was my mindset at that time, or who did I know at that time? And this is way before I met Armando, you know, Juan, Luis, anybody from Masterpieces, anybody from, you know, Table Scrapers down to Scale, MCBA, like any kind of club that was out there. I didn't know anybody. I think remember that one club like Lords of Plastic, like there was just a lot of different clubs, you know. I felt like when I was, you know, finally meeting people online and hanging out, you know, starting to go to the shows, it was like I feel like the timing was good right there. Everybody was like, you know, coming out with stuff and just moving forward to where we're at now, you know. But nice.
Yeah, I think that like that Ultra Nomad I just showed you, like that's rattle can also too, because wasn't doing airbrush back then. And remember the paint back then was enamels. So they took like 16 years to dry, but they dried shiny though.
Yeah, they're
So
still
they all,
drying right now.
yeah, they look like that one. I just polished that thing out and it was looking all nice because
Yeah.
enamels dry like shiny.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny, like you I remember we was talking about. Remember, I told you I have a 61 like that I did the foil and everything up. And I was looking in the closet there, and I found one of the boxes, but it's not the one with the one in it. But you're talking about Lindbergh, so then you said a 61 is funny because right there.
Oh, that's a convertible.
Yeah, I got
Yeah. The one I have is the hard top in red, but that's dope. Yeah. I never seen that one before.
Yeah, and it has wire wheels on it in the picture. A real car with wire wheels on it.
Does it come with the wire wheels on that set?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
They look weird though. They look weird, but they come in here and so I got this and that's the Lindbergh one. I think AMT. Yeah, I see you got the AMT red one. I'm looking at it right now. But
yeah,
Lindbergh was the first one that came out with the 61s because the ones I have are the Lindbergh kits, just like this one. And then AMT came out with it. But
check this out. I just pulled this out from the stash.
See, yeah, the big worm car.
Yeah, there you go, big worm car right there. I just saw it right now. I was like looking. I was like, I know I have it somewhere, and I looked and it was like right there.
Yeah.
Dang. Let's see. Show me the parts. Let me see.
It's hard to see, but yes, you can see the wire wheels right there. See them?
Oh yeah.
Right on the kit, but they're cool. They're like but back then they were like, oh, nice, but yeah.
This is the part I'm missing on that one that I just showed you, the purple one. They look like little fins. I don't know what you call that.
Yeah, they have them on there, but they suck in this kit, man. They're big. They suck.
I think at the time I just didn't know how I was gonna put them on or whatever. Like as far as the glue or whatever, they felt like they were huge. So I think I just tossed them. I mean, now I think I'd have a good idea of how to like install them. I'd probably most likely drill in like a tiny little wire peg and drill a little hole and just insert it in there. Kind of like what we do with the side view mirrors.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd probably go that route.
Bad though.
But yeah, like I didn't have this kit when I was young, but right now that I'm looking at it, it's like, yeah, this is totally the big worm 61 right here. Like if you wanted to do the replica, I guess.
The first one I built like that, I built it like the big worm car and everything. Mm-hmm. Like I don't have it anymore, but I built it like that, and it was baby mama drama back in the days, and she tossed that thing out the way. So yeah, it's gone. I came home, it's a trash bag out there. What are you talking about?
Yeah, where's it at?
Past that trash bag, all my models were in it.
That thing's gone.
Yeah, I was like, oh hell no, big worms down.
Oh, look at this one. 62.
Oh yeah. I got the hard top up there. I think I got that convertible. I painted it back in the days like a candy blue enamel. Dude, I know you was doing a video the other day about that old magazine. Mm-hmm. And they was using coat hangers.
Oh yeah.
Dude, that's how we used to do it back in the days, man. I still got mine.
Bust out. Let me see. Can put these back. All right, cool.
Before I got the
show me the coat.
Look at him.
Oh, he still got it. Oh, you got two of them.
That I use. I used to you stick the model right on here, right there. You can widen it out and it'll keep it in place and everything. I got tape on the edges, so that's how I used to do it. So you just put it on there, and that's how I painted it. It's just when I was doing spray can. Because when you put the car on there, you can widen this out to keep the car stuck onto the thing.
Yeah.
So you didn't even have to tape the car onto this thing. All you had to do was widen it out from the inside. The car stuck on there. So I still have these. They just sit in the closet.
Back in my day in the 1900s, we were
stuck. When I used to do this little boy. Here's the lights right there too.
Oh, let me see the lights. Let's see.
Yeah. See, so,
Oh yeah. Armando said he had commented. I think I showed it earlier. He said he extended his because when he
yeah,
bought
yeah,
them, he thought they were gonna be big or whatever. But I don't know, somewhere in here, I know he said it in the chat
yeah. Because
that
we
he
were talking
extended
about it
them.
at the show. You can
Uh-huh.
actually buy them taller, but they cost more for some reason. Those
Oh,
shorter ones are cheaper. But
yeah. Short
wherever
one get
he
up.
got them for was wherever he got his from, they were cheaper than the ones I got.
Yeah. Oh dang. No, it's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I gotta get lights though, man, for sure. But
Yeah, I
hey
did.
man, I think it's that time. We're gonna wrap up this
Okay, let's
this
do it.
episode. So let me real quick, everybody, thank you guys. Man, this was cool. I felt like Dennis came out to California and we are hanging out, or I was over at his spot in Florida checking out his stuff right there, and you guys were all coming along for the ride, chilling with us. So that was fun. Um, yeah, it's getting late. I gotta get up super early tomorrow. But
It's getting late for you, but it's already late for me.
yeah,
But
man,
luckily, I
I
don't have to
know.
work tomorrow.
That's good. That's good. No, yeah, but this was fun, man. It's been a minute. I mean, doing the podcast together, but we
Yeah,
chop it up pretty often. So, but it's all good. I know we could go on for more, but it's
yeah.
that time.
It's like
It's that
having
time.
fun, man. 'Cause we know each other. Like when you do some of the podcasts with other people, you know them, but you don't know them. But me and
Yeah.
you know each other. We've been together. We've been hanging out. We've been going to places together,
No,
going to
for
eat
sure.
out and all that stuff.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. So I gotta get some rest. Tomorrow I will be a guest on a podcast too.
Oh,
So
see,
I'll be
talking.
plugging in the on on YouTube and everything, the AMC podcast. But yeah, I'm gonna take off. I'm gonna let you guys go. So let me do real quick little roll call before we bounce out. OmniWorks, Kevin Smith, Slowly Models, Armando Flores, Juana Mesqua, Model Car 1589, Scale Model Cars, Vision 124, Jarvis Malone. Let me see him. Carlos Avalar. Let's see anybody else. IKEA Molinar as well. Mike's Models and More. I know he had jumped in there saying what's up earlier in the during the podcast. Brando Commando too. I know he was on early on, but I think he took off. Um, but yeah, I'll tomorrow. Hopefully you guys could join when I'll be a guest on the other podcast. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll go from there. But thank you, Dennis. This was awesome catching up, and we'll have to do this again. Maybe we'll do something where maybe we will actually be working on our models. I got to figure it out where I could use one of the other cameras that I have, point it down on my workbench area, and then we could do like a build night
Yes,
or something. When one of the days when you don't work, you know,
yeah.
we'll do it up. We'll do it up from there. So that should be fun. But cool. Well, all right, guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, Dennis. Later on, man.
Take it easy.
Peace
Thank you
out.
everybody for watching and staying up, whatever. And let me give a shout out real quick. Let me
Yeah,
give a
go for
shout
it.
out to Eddie. Eddie, he's Easy Model Cars in Florida. He helps me out. He gets me where I need to go. And give a shout out to Edward Sicario. He's another friend of mine. He's an up and coming builder. So I've been helping him out. And I'm going to give it out to Leon Model Cars 1589s. I met him at NNL West when I was up there. I seen his car in the video before I even got there. And then it was sitting there and I had to meet him. So dude is cool as hell. I watch his videos. You guys watch his videos too, but give a shout out to him. And we got to give a shout out to Edgar for keeping this thing rolling and doing the stuff, making it happen. So, and to everybody who's staying up and watched this, thanks for watching. I don't know if you learned anything from me or anything about it. We just rambling, but I hope you had a good time watching our, my podcast. So thanks for watching, everybody.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, thanks.
And Jarvis. I remember when I was talking about my Civic, I forgot Jarvis was doing that stuff too before I was, like with the Euro looking things like that. Cause I keep on forgetting, like I see his stuff, I'm like, oh man, I forget that he was doing that too. You know, he's with that stuff also, that good old school look.
Hell
Also.
yeah, dude. He does some beautiful and badass models, bro. Like he just
Yeah,
has
yeah.
that
I
style.
forgot all about that. I just like sat here. I was like, oh shoot! I said I was doing it. No, I forgot he was doing that stuff way before me, and then I forgot the pictures I seen, the stuff he's, you know, even at the shows when he bring them up there when I'm over there. You know,
Yeah.
totally forget about that stuff. But yeah, I had to give out shout outs to him because he was doing that way before I was.
Back then. That's cool.
Yeah.
No, it's
All
awesome.
right.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, later on. Peace.
Take it easy.